success.
What's up? Welcome to your favorite podcast, The Ain't Shit Show, the home of booze, views, and unpopular opinions. I want to thank y'all for joining us for episode 133.
133. Merry Christmas, little nigga.
My name is Fresh, and I'm one half of the pod gods, and with me is the best man in all the podcast land, my right-hand man, Mr. B.L.
Hola, hey. Fuck is up? Hope y'all alright. Happy Tuesday, as you know, whenever you fucking listening to this. On your way to work or gym or Dave's house. Hope you're enjoying yourself.
Hey, welcome to our annual year-end wrap-up show known as the Golden Shxtties. Fin.
I had a shitty not too long ago. Wasn't that golden? Stomach got fucked up today. I don't know what it is, man. It's crazy. Fiber diet is on tilt. It was a shitty, all right. Certainly wasn't pretty.
Yo, listen, before we get into the dialogue, y'all. So this is our annual wrap-up show. But before we get into the dialogue, because this is our year-end wrap-up show, I wanted us to have a good time. Well, we have a good time all the time, so let's not get it twisted. But, just celebrating. Into 2020, we got through another year. We went through 33 shows this year. And just wanted to celebrate that and, get even more fucked up than we always are anyway. But, we wanted to introduce a game to this episode. So a lot of people reach out to me, probably reach out to B2, and they talk about the show and they mock us, right? So there are phrases and things like that we say, and y'all take notice to it because y'all listening to us. And I wanted to incorporate that into today as we wrap up the year. So we have a game going on right now. And B Hill and myself, I've written down 3 buzzwords and or catchphrases that I feel like B Hill uses a lot. B Hill did the same for me. And
does it start now?
Yep.
All right.
It starts after I introduce the game. After I introduce the game.
You just said it.
You trying to get me, hemmed up. So, B Hill has 3. I have 3. I'm trying to give them. B has 3. I have 3. And when that phrase is used, you gotta take a drink. What are you drinking, B?
I'm on Red Oak. I ain't had no liquor and I ain't had time to go to the store because I ain't had time to go to the liquor store. So we on Red Oak. My favorite beer, North Carolina beer. I love it. It's off Highway 40. If you go into Greensboro, all the niggas from North Carolina, stop and get you a beer.
I passed Red Oak.
Put it on my tab.
Put it on B Hill's tab.
Put it on my tab to tell him I got you. And whenever I clear it out, I got you.
He had Cheers. He got his own tab. I decided because we're celebrating, I am drinking champagne. I was going to drink regular liquor, but since you had beer, I said I'll match you with the champagne. So we're going to take,
ain't no Miller High Life, the champagne, the beer.
No, I don't drink beer. Beer is not my thing.
Miller High Life.
Shout out to Miller.
My mother-in-law used to drink the fuck out of them shits, like buck them shits you get like fucking 64 ounces a day.
A beer?
Monster.
A Miller?
Yeah, she used to fuck them shits. Miller High Life. She was on champagne and beers, baby. I was like, all right. That's what it is. I done drank plenty of them in my day for sure, but
my mom and dad and them.
Too much money.
What you say?
Go ahead, I'm sorry. No. I've made too much money in my life now to drink champagne and beer.
You can't drink Miller or Pabst Blue Ribbon?
Nah, I can't do that. That Blue Ribbon shit is disgusting. I definitely can't do it. I'll drink a Bud Light, you know what I'm saying, if push comes to shove and I'm in, you know what I'm saying, that's all a motherfucker got. But that Blue Ribbon and that like Milwaukee's Best and shit. Nah, I can't fuck with that. That my mom used to drink Milwaukee's Best.
Shout out to Milwaukee's Best.
Since I was like 2.
Shout out to Milwaukee's Best. You know, I lived in Wisconsin. Tools. I lived in Milwaukee. My mom and dad used to drink Blue Bull and Red Bull.
Oh shit.
Remember before Red Bull was an energy drink, it was a beer.
It was the Slits. It was like, it was like, hell yeah. I definitely remember that shit. It was a malt liquor.
It was beer. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was a malt liquor. Like, you know how like 211.
No, it wasn't like that. Like it was a beer. It was just straight up beer. Red Bull was a beer.
Yeah, but it's a malt liquor though. Like how like, the Bull and shit. Like it's a beer, but it's like, it's got malt liquor in it.
I think you're thinking about like St. Ives Special Brew or some shit like that. They got beer and liquor and juice in it.
I think
Red Bull was just beer.
Steel Reserve is a malt liquor though, right?
No, Steel Reserve is a beer. Shout out to Steel Reserve. I drank that in college.
That shit is disgusting.
That shit will listen. I guess you can't put what am I thinking about? Cisco.
Malt liquor and shit?
Cisco and Steel Reserve.
Nah,
I feel like those in the same fuck you up category, like the unexpected.
Yeah, I ain't never had no Cisco. I had Mad Dog 2020. I had pretty much everything. I ain't never had I had Richard's wine, all that shit. I ain't never had no Cisco though.
You never had Cisco? That is crazy. Because
not that I can remember anyway.
Because if you was buying that out the corner store, that MD 2020, all that shit, Cisco was right there next to it.
We used to steal that shit out of Food Line, man. Like, we used to go in there motherfucker like 10 deep, bum rush the shit, steal, man, fucking, like, we used to steal, man, like, wine and fucking, what's the shit, when the, not Ice House, what's the fucking them shits? What's the liquor, like the white shits that came out that was kind of frosty? Not Seagram's.
No, I said Zima.
No, that won't like, it was the fucking
white.
Damn, what's the white? It's the vodka that they got.
Smirnoff Ice.
Huh? Yes. Smirnoff Ice. We used to steal the fuck out of them shit. Like, we used to go in there. That shit was so trash. Like, we used to have 12 cases. We'd be big, like, that shit. How the fuck was we stealing that shit? We was just stealing that shit.
How was y'all stealing heavy ass shit like that, bro?
I don't know, my nigga.
But that was back in the big jeans days.
Oh yeah, for sure. Mad flight coats and shit. Yeah. That
was in the big G's. Hey, yo, shout out to Jada. We always bring up Jada on this show because she's a mutual friend of ours, and one of my great friends. But Jada, we were in VIP. This was in the 2000s. I feel like the late 2000s, but we were in VIP, right? And you know, you had fucking bottles left over in fucking VIP and niggas trying to figure out how to get the fucking bottles out. Bro, I remember us getting outside and Jada pulling out 2 bottles of liquor out her fucking pants.
Oh yeah. That's all.
And I feel like
be doing that shit now.
Yeah. Hey, listen, one thing about that, we gonna figure out how to get this liquor out this club. Cause they're not putting this liquor back.
Taking his beers home from the bar.
Oh no.
We be in the car, we leave. This nigga got the whole glass, like the whole little pint and shit. Like, what the fuck, nigga? He's like, shit, fuck that. I won't finish. So I get it.
Hey.
I paid my tab.
Hey, listen, I feel you. Some places will actually, like here in Atlanta, some places will recork your wine for you. So you can take it out. I don't even know if that's legal, but I know some places will definitely do that for you. Like record your shit.
Like, why isn't it? Like, that shit's stupid. I mean, I guess legal liability and shit, liquor liability, but
like I paid for it.
Take it.
So you know what's interesting now?
I can take my food home.
A lot of places is allowing you to carry out liquor now, I guess due to COVID. Or carry out mixed drinks. I don't know about like straight liquor, but like margaritas and shit, they deliver in places and you know what I'm saying? All that shit. But if you pay for the shit, I don't feel like it's no different than going to the liquor store. No. But I get it. I get it why clubs do it because they want to take your shit and put it on the shelf and make money off that shit after you already paid 500% markup on the shit, if not more than that. You know what I'm saying?
That's the most wasteful I've ever been in my life, buying fucking bottles in the club. I'd be mad as fuck.
Bruh.
That shit is so stupid. Like, I'm paying fucking $400 for a fucking bottle of Hennessy that costs fucking $35.
That part.
No way.
That part. $400 for Hennessy.
Fucking champagne that you can go to fucking wine what's the shit? Wine and things. What's the shit?
Total Wine.
Wine Depot or some
Total
shit.
Wine
like,
shit.
you get the same bottle for like $45 and you paying a stack for that bitch.
Nah, that's real.
Dumbest shit I've ever. That was a killer.
That's real shit because like only time look, the game's so fucked up is when you hear about the bottle of Hennessy is $2.50, you're like, oh, that's a deal. Let's get a table. Like, what the fuck? They got us so fucked crazy, up.
Nigga, like, I get a table at the crib. Like, you can buy a whole table. Like an actual table. You like, and take that shit. You can buy like a nice little fucking patio set for fucking $2.50. I don't know. That shit is, I mean, I get it because it's just a lifestyle, but we so fucked up. Like, shit like that is just the dumbest. Bottle service is the stupidest shit. That shit ruined the club. Like, for real. Like, nobody parties and shit like back in the day when they had, pre-fucking bottle service. That shit ruined the club, man.
When did bottle service become a
There's no real point in being in the VIP and shit. Like, it's just, I don't know.
I felt like bottle service didn't become a thing until the 2010s.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, they had, let me see. It was like some VIP shit going on in the late 2000s. But I feel like it like really became like you ain't nobody unless you got a section. Or we gonna make it hard for you to even have a spot in the club unless you buy a section. Cause a lot of times that's what it is. Whack. Like ain't no room. This shit gonna be packed. So we gotta have a VIP section if we want to go to this spot, or we gonna be with the fucking masses. And then you can't dance, you can't do no shit. For me, like I'm not really tripping off VIP like that. I don't really care about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't a person that every time I go somewhere, I gotta have VIP. I don't, that shit, yeah. But I mean,
the only thing, I don't mind being in the club, like, regular and shit. Like, I just don't want to wait to get in line. I hate waiting online. I can't do that. Like, waiting in line is fucking annoys the shit out of me.
Yeah, I got 5 minutes for you. I got 5 minutes for you. Then I'm like, nah, man.
Yeah, I mean, about 5 to 7.
5 to 7. Like, at the 10-minute mark, you go crazy in that shit.
For no club, especially like a concert and shit, I'm cool. But like a club, that shit is, cause like you just, and then you see niggas going in that and shit, that shit, man, motherfucker be trying to like stun on you and shit. Nah, I don't care. I'll pay to get in the club. Like I don't give a fuck. I ain't got to be VIP or no shit, but I ain't finna be standing in line and shit. You know what I'm saying?
So are you the person who pays for the line skip and that's all you got? Or the express line?
Depending on the price though. I'm also cheap as fuck, so. Like, yeah, nah, I remember one time we was at fucking Cameo and
Cameo.
We was at fucking Cameo and shit. This was like 2000, maybe 10 when Cameo was jumping, maybe 11. That shit was like brand new and shit. Hell yeah, for CIAA weekend and shit. This was when CI was CI. That shit was fucking dope. So we end up, like, it was me and my homeboys and shit. And, like the shit so packed, they wouldn't let niggas in. And so I'm trying to be like big and bad. Like, fuck that shit, man. Let's go, man. Let's go. Fuck this shit. We just gonna go to the side. Motherfucker was like, oh yeah, $5.50 to get in. I was like, oh, all right. Oh, was laughing like shit. Like, oh, I thought you was bad. Nigga, fuck you. I was like, man, I can pay it, but I'm not gonna pay it to get in this fucking club. Like, it was like 1:00. This shit be closed at like 3. I'm not finna pay you fucking $275 an hour to be in here.
Hey,
fuck,
bro,
man.
let me tell you something.
Shit was jumping though. I was sad.
I'm that nigga. I go to the club. I already got in my mind the max I'm about to pay to get in this bitch. And if that shit exceeds my max, I am the nigga that'll be like, y'all go ahead. I'm calling the Uber. I'm out if I didn't drive. You know what I'm saying? People be trying, come on, let's go like that. Nah, this shit ain't worth it. Like at the end of the day, I get it. I like the party. It's a vibe but at its very simplest form, we just paying to go in a room with other niggas to listen to music. And that's not worth certain amounts of money to me. That's not a special occasion. That is the same club you paid fucking $10 to get in or lounge or whatever. Cause it's a lot of venues in Atlanta. You paid $10 or $20 to get in this bitch. Now it's motherfucking $60, $80 for the same DJ, these same bottle girls. Like, I just don't be with it, man. Like I like it, but I do it too much to be pressed. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not about to do this. If I was a person that did it like once every blue moon, then you know what I'm saying, you chalk it up to the game. And I'm not a nigga that's about to be paying you extra for no dress codes either. I'm that nigga. I'm not. Because.
Yo, and it's whack. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
No, I was just saying, like, with dress codes and shit that don't really mean shit. Like, I remember one time I was out in Atlanta and they wouldn't let me in because my shorts were like cotton, like sweat material. It was like an Adidas outfit I had on. Not because they were shorts. Yeah. Everybody got on the same shit I got on. He gonna try to charge me an extra $20. I said, no, sir. No, sir. I got on all black. I'm fresh as fuck. Like, I look like everybody here. But you tried to pick out something and then called out my homeboy I was with for his hat. And you know, he one of them guys that likes his hat. Like, that's his thing. Like, he likes his hat. And he like, are you serious?
Was it a baseball hat or like one of them, like a fucking hat?
No, like a baseball cap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like a little snapback joint.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. And you know what I'm saying? I was like, nah, I'm out. And they was like, man, if you leaving, then we leaving then. I'm like, it's up to y'all. I ain't trying to ruin nobody's time, but I'm not about to give you an extra $20 because you don't like the fabric my shit's made out of.
And I say, like, man, little niggas got it good now. Like, you couldn't wear sneakers and shit. Like, back when we used to go to the parties and shit, like, I mean, outside of like the hood shit, but like it was a lot of times that motherfuckers would turn you away because you got sneakers on or some stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is corny. Like, niggas got it good now because it don't really be no dress code like that. You can just come, like, as long as you ain't got them, like, they might say some shit if you got some shorts on or some shit I say or as of late. But if you got sneakers on and a nice shirt and a decent shirt, you good to go. Like, back in the day, you had to have fucking, like, them bullshit ass fucking, like, Steve Matt, you know what I'm saying? Like, them fucking, you have a whole fit on, but then niggas
you remember when
like,
niggas in Raleigh,
weird shoes and shit.
Hold on.
I hated that shit,
I'm about to give you the good memory right here, the good Raleigh memory right here. You remember when the niggas, who didn't have like no shoes to like get in the club, everybody had on them, Prada Filas?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Or they had on the Pradas. They had the Pradas or the Prada Filas.
You niggas is weird.
The bowling shoes.
Like,
when bowling shoes was a thing.
I used to have the Pradas though. The Pradas was the hardest shit ever. Like, and then like, and I used to get mad because niggas didn't know what them shits was. Like, they were like, you can't get in here with them on. I'm like, bro, these ain't fucking them. Like, these ain't no fucking, like, bro, these shits is fly shit. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all country ass niggas? Shit, that shit used to annoy the fuck out of me, dog.
So like
I almost went to jail off that shit because niggas be mad. I would just be fucking tweaking off that shit. That shit be making me mad as hell. Like, you fucking up my fresh, my nigga. Like, I'm not finna, you know what I'm saying?
You not about to fuck up my fresh. That's my thing, B. Like, people, like, let me tell you how bad I am. Like, I hate when somebody, like, invite me with them to, like, somebody crib, like, I ain't been to or whatever, and then you gotta go in that shit, and then you gotta take your fucking shoes off. I'll be like, yo, bruh, this is my outfit. Like, I didn't come in your shit. Like, in my shit, like, I've had, like, apartments and places where, you know, like light carpet and shit. And, you know, people get to the door and they like, oh, do I gotta take my shoes off? I'm like, nah, man, I can get a carpet clean. Like, it's not like you tracking fucking shit in my house. You know what I'm saying? Like, just regular wear and tear. Like, I get it. I respect it. And I feel like you should do whatever you want in your home. I'm just telling you how it affects me. Like,
yeah, nah, it just sucks. Like, nobody wants to take their shoes off.
Like, I want to take my shoes off, man. Like, this was the star of my outfit. My shoes. Like, like that is my shit. Then the other shit that I hate, well, it's not a lot like that anymore, but especially like in Raleigh and shit, like, they used to have some shit like, go up in the spot like, oh, like, a nigga can wear this, but since I'm a girl, I can't wear the shit. Like, I can't wear a jacket, or I can't wear a hoodie, or whatever. And I'm just like, nigga, do you see where we at? I'm not changing shit, and I'm not paying you no upcharge because you want to have a different standard because you don't feel like I'm feminine enough in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't like I walked in that bitch looking like the brat. You know what I'm saying? It's just you. I didn't come in here. And I'm going to tell you the crazy thing about it is I got into it with a Raleigh nigga. and cause I had on like a jacket or like something with a hood or something like that. And a bitch walked in right in front of me looking country as hell with some heels on and a hoodie. And I was like, hell no. So everybody was like, I was like, nah, I'm out. They was like, nah. So like everybody started rallying for me to get in the club. Like it was like, I always remember that moment because it was funny as hell. It was like civil rights up in that bitch. Cause everybody was like, that's fucked up. Y'all need to let her in this bitch. Come there.
We fucked this shit. We boycotted
right. Right. It was probably like me and 3 other people, but then like the whole fucking joint was with me. Like, nah, let her the fuck in. Like, I'm like, nah, y'all, like it's all cool. They act like they was hanging with me and shit. They was like, nah, if she ain't going in, ain't none of us coming in. Like they pressed the nigga and then he was just like, man, just go ahead. Like, just go the fuck on. Like, I mean, right is right. Man. You know what I mean? Wrong is wrong. It's all
like, you gotta be a bitch though. Like, man, that shit was lame. Like, I hate that shit, man. Like, that shit be corny as fuck, dog. Like I remember on some racist shit. My man, my homeboy and shit. He was fucking like he had a white low, some cargo shorts and some white shoes, like some white ones or some shit, right? Mm-hmm. White boy, they wouldn't let him in. He a big nigga, like my height. He probably like 6'3", 6'4". But he big, like he a big nigga, you know what I'm saying? Probably like 300-400 pounds type shit, you know what I'm saying? Big nigga. Yeah. And a white boy, they wouldn't let him in. White boy literally had the same exact outfit, but on some white boy shit. Like it was just smaller a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Cause he was a smaller dude, but he had flip flops on, you know what I'm saying? Let him right on in the fucking club. Like we cussed his fucking ass out, you know what I'm saying? Right down on Glenwood and shit. Like shit was corny as hell.
Listen, I had the same incident, but like on reverse. I was downtown Raleigh.
Yeah, that's where we was at.
And little joint that had a nice little outside part before you go on the inside. I can't even remember the name of the joint. They wasn't trying to let me in because I had on sneakers. And the white boys in there had on flip-flops.
Yeah, that's the wildest shit ever. Nigga be having toe hair. Right? Like, you see nigga whole toe hair.
I'm like, this ain't a classy establishment, my nigga. Like, again, in my mind, I'm fresh as fuck. And you know how white boys dress. You know what I'm saying? So they look like them. Like, I ain't even talking about no fresh ass white boys. I'm talking about like niggas you work with type white boys. Like, fucking dingy ass neck stretched out the t-shirt or dingy polo shirt, some cargo shorts, flip flops.
Right. Yeah, shit lame.
That shit crazy. Racist shit, man. Hey, we just went into a tangent on dress codes, but that shit be fucking pissing us off, man. Like, it really pisses us off.
One time for all the fly niggas out there.
Shout out to everybody who got they style, know they style, and niggas trying to tell you that you ain't worthy. Know that you're worthy. But we about to get into these shitties. We about to give out these awards. But before we get into that, real quick, verses, right? So Keyshia Cole and Shxtty were supposed to battle. Then right before it was time, Shxtty announced that like she had COVID, right? So I believe the shit. You know what I mean? Like, because I know according to Swiss and Tim, like everybody get tested when they doing these joints together. So everybody gets tested. So maybe she just found out. But some people hit me up, and then after I heard what they had to say, I guess the whole internet was saying the same thing. They was just basically saying that Ashanti was scared. Like, they was like she was scared. Do you think that's what it was? Cause I didn't think that at all. Man.
Like, you can't, I mean, I think it's crazy cause I had Ashanti, losing actually, but,
I had Ashanti winning, but just by a little bit.
Keyshia got more powerful records in my
opinion. She do have more powerful records. I do agree.
Like that would win a battle. Like that would take the emotion out the room. But you know what I'm saying?
I feel like if you were not a Keyshia Cole fan and listened to her albums, cause Keyshia don't have 20 hits, like commercially.
Keyshia got like 17.
Like commercial hits that you wouldn't have to listen to the album to have heard those songs?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Give them to me off the top of your head. Love.
I mean, I can't give you 17, but Love, fucking the shit with Diddy, the shit with, I Changed My Mind with Kanye, the shit with, fucking, the shit with Jaheim,
Jaheim, sing it. Sing that.
I did. Hold on. I can't think. Hold on. I got it in my mind.
You supposed to always be ready for the skibidi.
Nah, that shit is crazy though. Like that's my shit. Hold on.
Jaheim.
I gotta find it. But she got
Keisha Cole, Jaheim.
Shit. That shit was fire, my nigga. Like it's crazy because I remember some wild shit about it. But that's a good ass song. Like that shit. Keisha Cole and Jaheim. Keisha.
I've changed.
I've changed. I've changed my.
No, that's not that.
That's another song though. But that too, right? Like so that song.
Let me see.
Oh, I changed for you. I don't go out like I used to. I changed. That shit.
Yeah, based on your rendition, I've never heard that song before.
I don't go out to some shit, man. That shit was that shit. You definitely remember that song.
I've changed. I'm going.
Bro, that's that shit, man. I want to play it. I'm about to play it. So I changed. That shit is that shit. Everybody that know that song know that's that shit though. How do you not know that shit?
I've never heard this song, my guy.
Yeah, you have. Hold on. You never heard this song?
We do not own the rights to this music.
You've never heard that song?
I don't think I've ever heard that song. Man. That's definitely a B-side album cut.
No, the fuck it isn't.
were those children singing?
You've never heard that?
Or was that Keisha Cole?
That was Jaheim on the hook. That was her. That shit was a whole song. That's that shit. Let me goddamn add that fun. Let me go ahead and add that. But anyway, she got mad at the shit, man. Hold on, I'm about to goddamn. You got Keisha fucked up.
I feel like, first of all, let's be clear. Keisha Cole ain't nothing to be fucked with. Keisha Cole ain't no joke out here. That's not what I'm saying. I asked my
Let It Go with Missy Elliott. She got the shit with Kalani All Me. I Should Have Cheated. I Remember Heaven Sent. Last Night, You with Remy Ma and Frenchman. I don't know.
See, now you just reading songs. Y'all know what B do. He just goes to Wikipedia and he just read the list.
I changed my mind, falling out. She got mad shit, man.
Listen, I stand by what I said, that I feel like Ashanti has more commercial hits, but Keisha Cole has more powerful and soulful songs. That's why I feel like it was going to be really, really hard. But because I feel like this was going to be a female dominated, versus, like the audience was going to be mostly female. It was really a toss up for me who was going to win that. But I also want to say that I was team Ashanti when it was Ashanti versus Beyonce. I've said that on this show. When it first
early on,
started out, I was team Ashanti.
Yeah, she just couldn't dance and shit.
Yeah.
So like Beyonce came out and did Crazy in Love and it was over.
Like, yeah, Beyonce washed her and I was young and I didn't see it. But again, I stand by the fact that I said that we saw Beyonce turn into Beyonce. Beyonce was not Beyonce out the gate. Like Beyonce.
I mean, you could always tell that she was special though. She just was in a group.
I didn't.
If she would have came out solo, we would have all recognized that shit early on too.
I'm not saying I didn't understand how great Beyonce was before she went solo. But what I'm saying is, like, when Destiny's Child first came out, Beyonce was just a little light-skinned chick. Like, I didn't see anything special about Beyonce. She didn't stand out in Destiny's Child to me. But, you know, like when they first came out, I'm talking about, no. I'm talking about when they 15, 16 years old and shit like that.
I knew it.
But
she was a killer then.
Listen, y'all know I'm Beehive. Y'all know I fucking love Beyonce. So shit grew on me. And I feel like, again, that's why I love Beyonce, because I feel like I saw her grow. Like, I don't feel like she just was like this megastar out the gate. Like, I didn't feel like that. And she just dominated. Like, every album, every project, I just saw Beyonce just turn more into that bitch. And shout out to Beyonce. Shout out to Ashanti too, though, man. Ashanti, I mean, Ashanti had an era.
Man,
we're not going to act like Ashanti didn't have an era.
Oh no, she was a superstar. Like she's still a superstar. Yeah. Like she's fucking Shxtty. Like for sure. Like I mean, it would have been a great battle. You know what I mean? But maybe she like I guess if they were performing their song, she was gonna get smoked. I think that's probably what it was for her. Like you know how you like do the 1-2 like because Keisha gonna goddamn start blowing and singing and shit. And Ashanti ain't want that.
Again, I'm not one of the people who thinks Ashanti can't sing because I actually do. Because I was a Ashanti fan.
She just I mean she can't really sing.
It's a different. Keisha Cole got a different voice. Keisha Cole got that.
Levels. It's got
levels.
That.
Yeah, Keisha Cole got that Fantasia. That one of them voices that's powerful and it hits you. You know what I'm saying? Like you feel emotion. In her voice. It's the emotion.
Ashanti ain't got that. Like she just got that surface ass singing.
Yeah, I agree with that.
She can sing better than the average person, but she's not like when it comes to the world of singers, like niggas be like, yo, Ashanti smoke.
Facts,
Never heard that.
We agree. I think we're agreeing.
Like Queen Latifah, like Queen Latifah swing. Can she sing better than Queen Latifah?
Honestly, I was never a fan.
Queen Latifah singing?
Queen Latifah
That's
singing.
what I'm saying.
Like, I was never a fan. I can't say she can't do it. I'm just saying I'm not listening. That's all I'm saying.
Can't sing. Fuck that shit.
That's all.
Khadijah James can't sing. Fuck out of there.
Yeah, like Khadijah James, Leave It to the Rap. I actually think, acting and shit was better your shit. Like, that's your lane. That's where God, pushed you to be an actress, unless you're doing like a love scene with a man, and that shit just be awkward. But
I wonder was those her real titties in that movie.
What movie?
She did the movie, like the movie on HBO, and she redid that lady. I forgot the name of what the movie was about. But she had showed her titties and shit, and she was in front of the mirror.
Sorry, I don't sit around remembering.
Top 3 worst titties ever. Like it could not have been her titties. I refuse to believe that. I mean,
it could be Queen Latifah tits. Listen, this is the type of shit that if anything ever happened to me, I need somebody to come clear my search history because I don't want my story to be like, the last thing she was looking at was Queen Latifah's tits. Like,
they were the worst tits ever.
Let me see.
And I don't believe they were hers because of that fact. Like, ain't no way those are fucking titties, bro.
Oh
she ain't
my
got no
God.
kids. She like a big girl with nice titties.
Okay, so I'm looking at. I do see it. I do.
They trash, right?
I do see them. I never had high expectations for Queen Latifah's tits. I don't think I've ever thought about Queen Latifah's tits. Bessie is the movie.
Yeah, me either. 2015.
Listen, I've seen worse. But either way, this feels awkward. I'm not looking at Queen Latifah's tits. Like, I'll leave that to you. Like, definitely not looking at Queen Latifah's tits.
Those ain't her titties, though. One time.
You think she has stunt titties?
Yeah, like, she's like, I ain't showing my titties. You better grab some of this bitch titties over here.
Hey, listen, when they show that check, you might. Yo.
Them ain't her titties, bro.
Are you looking forward to Anthony Hamilton in music or E40 in motherfucking Too Short?
Both of them. I mean, certainly Anthony Hamilton and music too. Music, my nigga, but like Anthony Hamilton, my nigga. One time, he from North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? And I ride for niggas from the crib. But I like music too. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to fuck with music when I was 14 and shit. Like his first album is one of my favorite albums. Like I need to get that shit on my phone too.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to that. Me and like my old lady, like me and her. Love Anthony Hamilton, you know what I'm saying? Like that's my nigga. Like he been my nigga since the beginning, for real, when I first heard him and shit. So
he has one of those voices. I love Anthony Hamilton. I love music as well.
I want that nigga sing at my wedding, even though I'm already married.
Hey, y'all can have at the 10-year mark, have a wedding renew your vows
and shit.
At 10.
Yeah. I don't know.
What's that? 2 years from now? A year from now?
Well, yeah, like 1.5, which is fucking nuts.
That's crazy. That is insane. Where is time fucking going? Music has like Teach Me and If You Leave with Mary J. Blige are probably goes down in my top 50 songs. I love both of those songs. I like
Girl Beautiful. So Amazing, that's my shit. That's my favorite music song ever. He got, I ain't gonna say that, because he got a couple on his first album that I haven't heard in a very long time, but them shit. But like commercial, his like hits, I guess. So Beautiful is my fucking shit. Like, that's one of the greatest songs ever. I love that fucking song.
Hey.
For real. I love that fucking song. Like, I love that shit. I be thinking I can sing that motherfucker. Like, that's the type of song that you got to try to sing with. You know what I'm saying?
You got to.
Yeah.
Listen, I like that song. It's not on my top 50 songs of all time, but it is a great song. It is a great song.
Well, out of R&B, like, it's definitely in my top 50 R&B songs of all time, for sure.
Yeah, this was my R&B list. I don't even really mix my list like that because it'll blow my mind. I can't even think of like top 50 songs like ever. Like, I couldn't even think of that.
Shit would be trash. I wouldn't even sign up for that.
Yeah, I gotta genre that shit out. Like, for real. So you into the E42 short?
Yeah, I'm down for that too. I fuck with them. Like, I fuck with 40. I fuck with Short. It's funny because I was actually just looking at before we started recording, Fat Joe and fucking Too Short was doing an Instagram live on Fat Joe show. Shit was good, man. I forgot how many shits I actually fucked with. Like, one time for fucking Too Short, that nigga was 40 years old when he made Blow the Whistle. He was like, nigga, bro, I had been like, I had sold like 10 million albums by then, like just in West Coast. He was like, I was 40. I've been rapping since I was 14.
How the fuck I made the biggest song now? 50?
54, he said. 53,
damn, 54. Blow the Whistle that old? Yeah, I guess it is.
Nigga, Blow the Whistle is 14 years old.
Damn, I guess
he was 40 then. That's fucking crazy. Nigga was old as hell then. That shit was mad long ago. I was in my 20s, nigga. I think.
Listen.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, I was 23. That's fucking nuts.
Listen, I like Too Short. I am not about to listen to E40 rapping cursive for 20 songs. Like, E40 Fonzo
E40
Rally.
got some shit though. E40 got his hits. He got some shit though. Like, he got some hits.
I feel like E40 has probably about 2 or 3 joints I like.
Too Short for sure.
Yeah, I couldn't name them.
He got Blow the Whistle, You and That Booty.
You and That Booty.
Not Blow.
You
that was that shit.
and That Booty. Yep, with Candy on it.
He got that. He got some shit with Fab that was dope. He got mad shit. Like, 40 got some shit. He got the Go Stupid, Ghost Ride the Whip, Ghost Ride the Whip. That shit was fire.
Listen,
like, 40 got some shit. He got way more shit than fucking Short.
If I'm just sitting around, I might turn the joint on, but I'm honestly, I don't think it's for me. I think it's specifically for the West Coast, which I feel like they should.
But you don't like West Coast music though?
Not like you. No.
Yeah.
No. Not,
I love West Coast music.
And the West Coast music that I like, not like old school shit, like, well, I guess this would be considered old school shit too, I guess. So, you know what I mean? Shit. Like, I'm thinking about like NWA, Ice Cube, like I like all them niggas, Snoop, Dre, like I like all them niggas. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, as far as music that is very, very distinctly West Coast, without them saying West Coast in it, like, it has a certain vibe, but I like YG.
Just like Hurricane. That nigga 40 been rocking.
Yeah,
I seen the first time I seen him on fucking rap shit, I was like, what the fuck is this shit? This nigga is crazy looking. But I like the shit. Like, I ain't love it, but like, I remember Burn Rubbers and shit. That shit was that shit.
I don't even know what Burn Rubbers is.
I'm old as hell. I was like fucking 12 when niggas was rocking.
Shout out to being old as hell, for real.
I was in middle school when that shit, like, Rap City was fucking dope. One time for fucking Growing Up was excellent.
Growing Up was great. And I feel like the great part of our growing up is that we could grow up and not have the influence of trying to be what we see on social media. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, sure. We had TV shows and we had media, but not like, we looked up to celebrities and shit, not like regular motherfuckers trying to tell you what you doing is right or wrong or in or out or, you know, whatever the case may be. So we got to be individuals a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We got to be individuals, but as black people, we still had shared experiences, so we could still talk about the same shit. But you were able to have that individuality. You know what I'm saying?
I was watching Living Single the other day, me and my little girl and shit. She's got like a weird, like, she's starting to get my sense of humor, which is dope. Cause like, I can see like,
dope.
Yeah, cause she's starting to like pick up on jokes and shit. Whereas my son, he just is fucking like a weirdo. So like, he's not really with it, but like her shit, cause girls mature faster than boys anyway. So like, but she's like, her wittiness is coming out. I'm like, oh, all right. I like that. Like that was
you got a little
smooth.
Sarcasm. You got a little wit.
Yeah, like she was like, yeah, like she's starting to get it now. So we were watching Living Single the other day and like she was laughing like on time. You know what I'm saying? Like not like just because she heard the laugh track, but she like got the joke. It didn't make all the way sense because they still, you know, was adults and talking about obviously living single and shit, but She was starting to pick up on it. I was like, that shit was pretty dope. But then they started talking about sex and shit, so I had to cut it off. But I'm like, shit was wild.
Hey, shout out to Dream. Shout out to
her birthday next week.
Not her birthday next week. It's just hers.
Man, I was talking about her. Yeah, talking about her specifically. Her birthday's next week. They twins. You gotta want to have something on your own. I'm pretty sure. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, that's true.
They're gonna be twins forever.
I went shopping for my nieces today, and I love it that they are starting to show their personalities because they are definitely fucking identical. And they're really starting to have their own personalities, and it's super cute to me. That's the part I like about children. Seeing them grow up is them becoming them. And,
right.
As I'm out like buying stuff, and I'm just like, I'm not about to buy two of everything. Like, everything don't have to be matchy just because they twins and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I was trying to freak it where I might like get different colors. And my one niece, she is about it. Okay. She go knock my nephew upside the head, take his bike. Like she just with it. Like she 1 year old trying to walk across the house with with the big thing of laundry detergent. You won. You about to be like, but like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck you got going on? And then my other niece, she just like to laugh and smile. And, she seemed like she's going to be the shy one, but they are children, so they can switch all of that at any time.
Change about 3-4 more
times. But it's just so, it's super cute. But yeah, I feel like twins is cute that they're twins, but I still feel like you need to kind of teach them to be individuals. You know what I'm saying? Cause, sure. That shit crazy. But shout out to twins, man. Shout out to twins. Let's give out some fucking awards out this bitch. And I'm pretty sure you probably said my word. I need to get back on it because I don't feel like.
This game isn't working. I'm too out of be focused.
Right.
I had to work earlier. This is my release. I don't feel like studying.
I just want to get you drunker, so that's why I need to.
I'm already feeling good. So
I'm about to get you. I'm about to get you fucked up. Golden Shxtties, man. If y'all are longtime listeners of the show, y'all know that we do this every year. It's basically our year-end wrap-up show, and it is 2020 that has been a fucking doozy, and we just give out awards, based on what happened throughout the year. And I feel like one of the first awards that we should give out is the Trump administration award. And I wanted to go ahead and cover the two big things because a lot of other shit can lead into this. So let's just give out the awards for this bullshit like right now. So the Trump administration awards is either the funniest, the biggest what the fuck moment, or the most pathetic moment. And it can be, whatever we decide it is. I give out an award and B gets to give out his award. Funniest, biggest what the fuck, most pathetic. What do you have for the Trump administration?
All them niggas getting COVID and when they was like in the fucking park, when they was like in the fucking thing and all them niggas got COVID. I thought that was wild as shit because I'm like, all y'all motherfuckers are just defying the odds, oppositionally defiant for no fucking reason. And the irony of it all is that all y'all niggas catch COVID. You know what I'm saying?
So, all right. So I have this theory, right? I feel like,
cause I saw it going in my mind. Like I saw the COVID like jumping in each person's body. I'm weird like that. So my mind, like my imagination was like, it was like a spirit, like boom, boom, just hitting all them niggas at one quick time. You know what I'm saying? And then like left. just flew out the fucking down the street somewhere real quick.
Listen, it's crazy because I have this theory, right? I feel like smoking, you say you smoke most of the time when you're in the show. I don't smoke most of the time, but I'm drinking most of the time. But I feel like whenever we're both high, we agree more than we normally do. So
it's a fucking drug, man. It's the fucking drug. It's a tie that binds.
Right,
you know
exactly.
It's universal.
So
that's what got the Indians for. The niggas was smoking the weed with the whites.
With the peace
and the whites got high. And then once the whites got high, they realized that they was whites again and then fucking murdered them and pillaged them. But before that, they wanted equally yoked. Niggas showed them niggas how to use corn and all type of shit, man. You know what I mean? It's fucked up.
Hey, that was a great history lesson right there. That was awesome. Totally factual. And
it reminds me of Wednesday fucking Addams, when the fucking Addams Family. Remember that shit? Do you ever see that? Like the actual movie, The Addams Family, when she was talking about Thanksgiving. And like all the motherfuckers, like she had like a whole Thanksgiving massacre and shit, how they was killing all the Indians and shit like that.
I vaguely remember that.
But that shit was wild as hell. Like, that shit was fucking wild.
Hey, you know, I've been battling these past couple years. Cause I'm just like, yo, like Thanksgiving really is celebrating like the killing of the Indians and shit. Yeah, like that shit is wild.
Like this tide turned right then. Like, niggas killed all y'all niggas off and had a fucking celebration with some turkeys.
Bruh, so I try to hold off on saying like Happy Thanksgiving. Right. Even though I'm still about to eat and do all that shit, I feel like I can rebrand it like in my mind because I'm still trying to eat.
Steven Jackson, the former basketball player in our podcast, he said we should just call it Family Day because that's really what it's about. Yeah. Like, for real. Like, it's Family Day. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I like that. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna try to maybe incorporate that too. Cause, but nah, we, like, when they was doing the whole Thanksgiving play shit, cause mind you, we were all at home, obviously. So, like, when they were going through that shit, we was like, oh, nah, that's not how that happened. Like, we was telling them, like, nah, that's not really why we celebrated. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people got hurt that day and shit. And it was wild telling my people, my little fucking 8 and almost 8-year-old and 4-year-olds about that shit. But at the same time, I had to. Fuck that shit. I ain't want them niggas living a lie and finding out when they 25, like, holy shit, what the fuck?
Facts. I feel like the benefit of being a parent right now is because we have way more just general education than our parents and shit, just because of the internet and shit like that. All they had was the whitewashed history that had been taught to them. And, you know, if they decided to explore on their own through some fucking encyclopedias or some shit that was written by the white man, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know what I'm saying? They didn't have that information. So, like, a lot of times I be having, like, conversations with my mom and shit. You know what I'm saying? She be like, damn, like, I didn't know that. Like, you know, and just in general, like, the way that your mind works, you think that people older than you know more shit.
Yeah, no, you know hell no.
But that is crazy. And I love the fact that you teach your kids, like, real shit. Like,
hell yeah.
It's one thing to, cause I believe in maintaining innocence, but if we gonna teach the history, you know what I'm saying? It needs to be closer to the facts than like Santa Claus.
For sure.
You know?
Like it's hard for me to feel like lying to my kids. Like I hate that shit. Like I'm like, every time I'm faced with some shit, like when they ask me something, I'm like, shit, do I need to tell them now or do like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do I shoulder roll them for a little bit longer and then once they get a little bit more developed, tell them the truth? But it's like, then I don't know if it'll come up then, right? So like, then it's kind of like.
You missed your chance.
Fucking, man, being a parent is fucking bullshit. Like,
shout out to y'all.
I'm still trying to figure it out to myself and I'm trying to like raise humans and shit. You know what I'm saying?
But at least you know that. That's the first step.
Yeah, I know.
Like, at least you know that. As long as you, in my opinion, as long as you're cognizant of that, you know. Because a lot of people don't know that that's their job. Like, it's not just to feed them and make sure they got all the toys and they go to school. Like, it's more shit than that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's true, man. And then you gotta adjust it based on the 3 different personalities that you got in your house.
Man, listen.
Hey,
lot, man.
Shout out to your brother.
Your brother got a whole lot. Like he got a whole lot. He ain't never got no quiet type shit.
Not one. Amazing. And he had all the kids this weekend. You know, he has basically 2 sets of kids by 2. You know what I mean? 2 moms and shit. But he had all of them this weekend. He was by himself. And I told him, I was like, bro, shout out to you. I literally said, I was like, shout out to you. Like. My brother. One time
for Clay.
Right. He is. And he take care of his kids and he with his kids, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, that's a lot for a nigga to be around 6 kids and having to manage 2 baby mamas with very, I'll say big personalities.
And 3 babies. Like,
yeah.
Like 3 like baby babies.
Yeah.
Like.
3 toddlers.
Yeah, it's a lot.
3 toddlers.
One time for him.
And
shout out to him. I need to meet him. I think he'll be my friend.
Yeah, I think y'all would work well together. You know what I'm saying? Y'all cap a lot. Y'all like to tell good stories. You know what I mean?
What man don't?
Right.
All men lie. Men lie, women lie, of course. Absolutely.
Like to put a lot of sauce on the story, you know what I mean? Like,
you gotta embellish it and make it like,
I think y'all would like
you gotta put the laces in there. You gotta change the laces. You can't just wear the stock laces. You know what I mean?
Hey, every time I see my brother talking, I walk out, I'll be like, what the hell you out here lying about? Like, lying he good. Just laughed. He just laughed.
Yeah, lying good. Like, shit.
Hey, y'all would have a good time.
It was a lie. I can't remember it.
Vast height difference, but y'all would have a good time.
Yeah, he seemed cool. One time for both.
Oh, but going back to the Golden Shxtty is crazy because that was my moment as well. My moment was I actually phrased it as catching COVID, still having parties, giving it to the whole White House, and being defiant just because. Like, how? Like, that was like the thing that like blew my mind because you place one thing on experience, you know what I'm saying? A person be like, it ain't happened to me or I just can't relate. But after some shit happened to you and you still can't relate, that's a mean joint, man.
Right. That's a fact.
And he gave it to the whole Secret Service. He gave it to the staff. Like, if he even had it, cause I'm unsure if he even had it or not.
He looked gaunt. That's a good word. He looked gaunt, right, when he was doing his 1-2 thing. But you're right. He could have just put some makeup on and shit and hired a team of motherfuckers to make him look sick.
Yeah, because like I said, I stand by my statement of I feel like he had it at the beginning, like, or he was sick. Something was going on at the beginning because at the beginning of COVID,
right.
Because he looked crazy. He was sweating. He just had signs of having some type of, sickness with him. But I want to give honorable mention to him telling everybody to drink bleach.
That was nuts.
I want to give honorable mention to him hiring Giuliani to do his bidding and Giuliani hair and fucking farting. Like,
yo, one time for Giuliani fucking being a perv and fucking getting caught like being a molester and that shit just
true.
Away. What the fuck?
How did that shit? 2020
this was in a whole movie being nasty. Like this was a whole movie and like that shit just cool. We don't even care.
That shit. So that shit was crazy. And then CNN versus Trump. That made my 2 weeks of the election great. Like that was gold.
Shout out to Joe Biden for winning fucking president this week.
Shout out to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris for winning the presidency for the 27th time.
One time for y'all, or 27th time for y'all.
Right.
However you want to phrase it.
Like, I feel like technically he's won more presidential elections than anybody else. Oh, you thought you could only win 2? Like, this nigga done won fucking 30 times in, has it been 6 weeks? Just 4 weeks?
Yeah.
This shit is crazy.
Yeah, about 6 weeks.
But guess who's still in denial?
Bro, gotta go.
The rest of them motherfuckers still in denial. I saw this video of Herschel Walker's son, fucking gay Republican, black gay Republican. How, sir? How? Young too. Look like he about, I don't know his age. He could have been no more than, I say max out at 23. Talking about Trump and how it's not over. And like, to be gay and Republican is wild to me. To be gay and be a Trump supporter is wild to me. But to be black, gay, and a Trump supporter is just like,
that's a trifecta right there.
Right, you the trifecta cool. Like, you're a different type of cool. Like, you're the PhD of cool.
You eat out of fucking trash cans. Gay trash cans are that.
Gay trash cans.
Them shits is pink.
My God.
Gay trash cans. Fucking, you a whole coon.
You a cool. You a different type cool, bro.
They got pink stripes on his tail.
Golden Shxtty to catching COVID, giving that shit out and not giving a fuck. The next big topic, so we can get it out the way, is the Wow COVID Award. It is most shocking, memorable, or unbelievable moment that has happened during the pandemic or related to the pandemic. And I'll go first on this one, B. We can rotate. I'm giving it to, although a lot of crazy shit happened, like I don't know if COVID brought this whole thing in or if it was 2020, but I'm kind of tying it all together because it happened after COVID. COVID was the first like wow moment, and then it was like murder hornets and UFOs and like Megan getting shot. Like it was just and a slew of other things that I'm just leaving the fuck out. But for me, I'm giving the wow COVID award to Golden Shxtty to COVID being used as a political statement. I don't understand, never understood how you can really see people dying. This should be all over the fucking world. You're seeing the immediate effects and still say it's some liberal shit. It's some Democratic shit. I'm not wearing a mask because I'm a Trump supporter. I'm not protecting myself or my family because I support Donald Trump, which ties back into the first award we gave out for tonight. But I just think that is crazy to me. Like, no matter how many facts you present, no matter how people see people that they actually know get sick and die, they still think it was something that was created just in our country, I guess, for political purposes.
Motherfuckers is weird, bro. Like, motherfuckers is weird, man. Like, that's just the fact of the matter. Like, nothing ceases to amaze me at this fucking juncture of my life. Like,
yes, juncture.
You know, I don't know. I wouldn't mind. We're supposed to get special powers on the 21st. Did you know that?
I need you to, but I need you to drink up while I'm thinking about it. I don't know, man. It's one of the statements.
Oh yeah, that's fine. That's cool.
I was like, I know this nigga done said this. I know this.
And you said white. White is my word. So just have a drink too, because I don't know when you did, but I'm sure you said white. Didn't you say white?
You gotta catch me, bro. You can't. You gotta have. You know what I mean? I 100% have said that. I'm sure I did. I can't tell you, but I know I did.
I told you, this shit, I'm too stoned.
Hey, it's when you want to catch me. You don't have to catch me, man. Like, I'm cool with you not catching me. You know what I'm saying? But my wild COVID, goes to COVID being a political statement. That's who I give my Golden Shxtty to. Who do you give your Golden Shxtty to?
The fact that it's been 300,000 deaths in less than a year.
Yeah.
That shit is I saw that, I guess this week, that shit is a staggering number. You know what I mean? Like, that's a lot of fucking people, bro.
Yeah. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people.
Like, and then on the antithesis of that would be that it's fucking the fact that fucking Australia has 0 cases and like 4 deaths. And that shit is a whole fucking continent. And like, they're like back, they've resumed fucking sporting events and all type of shit. Like, they're like, nobody's having a man. I seen a video of downtown fucking Australia.
Yep.
And like, that shit was a beautiful day. And I wanted to join.
Yes. Yes.
To the point where I thought about like seriously moving. Like, I'm dead ass serious. Like, I really would like to just like leave and
listen, I want to go 2-step with a kangaroo in the club. Like,
that should be fire, bro.
Like, shout out to Australia, because Australia bounced back from anything. The whole fucking continent was on fire at a certain point in time this year.
That's true. Niggas were killing koala bears and shit. Niggas, the fucking koala, that shit was sad too. Was that this year?
Yes, that was this year.
What the fuck?
Wildfires was this year. California was on fire. The whole West Coast was on fire.
Yeah, I know.
That was like 6 weeks ago. Like, that shit just stopped.
Yep. I'm still getting claims for that shit at work. So yeah, I know.
Like, yes, like, and you need to take another gulp. Fire was one of your words, but I didn't think you was going to use it in that way. It just happened to work out for me.
Excuse me. You got me drinking beer. I'm burping. My apologies.
Yeah, the wildfires was this. 2020 has been a doozy. Like, the whole continent of Australia was on fire pretty much, though. Like, that shit was crazy. And now
that shit was crazy.
They done beat fires, beat COVID. Now they just out here partying. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, vaccine
they might have sacrificed. They might have sacrificed their continent to fucking be COVID free. Like, they might have burnt all that shit up.
Tell me
see
where
what
to
Tyrese
start.
Tyrese said he sleep on a 90-degree weather. 90 degrees in the house and that shit.
Oh
Tyrese
my God.
Do you hear me?
Tyrese needs some meds ASAP. Because I feel like there's a party going on and he's the only one invited.
Bro, that nigga was talking about fucking Nigga, I didn't know anything about this. I listened to a podcast today. They were talking about it, but the motherfucker was talking about like, yeah, I heard that COVID can't survive hot temperatures, so I sleep with the house on 90 degrees
at all times.
And then let's talk about loyalty.
Yes.
What? Like,
bro, somebody made me read the shit. They was like, just do me a favor and read his caption. And it was the actual post. That joint was just like a stream of consciousness, I guess,
wild.
or whatever
like, what the fuck is wrong with you, brother?
Like, I feel like if him and
Kanye
was in the
Transformers
room,
and shit.
It was
too many. He was seeing too many Transformers. Fuck this whole shit up.
I don't know.
Nigga think he Optimus Prime.
That's what he feel like.
He feel like he Optimus Prime. Like he feel like he from fucking damn, I forgot what the damn Transformers from, but yeah, he from there.
He
where
from
the Transformers
there. Damn, where are they from? Fuck it, I hate when you do this.
It'll come to me later.
I just feel like if him and Kanye were in a room, it would sound like an audience because of all of the voices in their fucking head.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I just feel like he's so unbalanced. Like, you can tell, like, there's something going
that nigga
on
crazy.
There.
Fuck that. That nigga is crazy. Call a nigga crazy when they crazy. That motherfucker is crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy as hell. Nigga, why is it 90 degrees in your fucking house? Fuck you.
Why am I never going to your house?
And why do I believe it's 90 degrees in his house? Like, that's the wild part. Like, I bet it's fucking hot.
Oh, I 100% believe it's 90 degrees in this house if he said that it's 90 degrees.
That nigga probably got like fires and shit, roasting and shit, all type of shit.
Listen, that's no shit to just lie about. Like, why would you lie about having 90-degree heat going on in your house? Like, feel like a fucking air fryer in your house. I'm not going to your house. What the fuck?
You say he's in an air fryer?
Yes. like,
fucking cooking in
that. That's why his ass so black. He in there cooking all his life. He rotistifying.
That's a fact. Nigga just being that motherfucker roasted. 90 degrees. What the fuck, nigga?
Hey,
you know his nose bleeding.
Hey. Go to Shxtty, COVID, been a political statement, and then yours was the 300,000 deaths. Rest in peace to those people.
Yeah, rest in peace to them people. I'm sorry. That shit had me thinking. Like, imagine going in Tyrese's house and he had to with a blanket on. It's 90 degrees. His fucking nose just started running because he hot. You know, my boys get too hot and they nose
looking like fucking beef jerky drying out that bitch.
Just blood coming out of his nose. Like, God damn, it's hot as hell in here, Tyrese. Man, open the window in this bitch. It's hot as hell.
Hey, that
I'm sorry. One time for the people that passed away, God bless y'all. Anybody affected, I know so many people. I don't want to be irresponsible with that.
Yeah, facts,
you know, and I want to definitely shout out. That's why I wrote it down, obviously. But I want to shout out those people and those families. So if it's 300,000 people, you can imagine it's probably, 400,000 people that have been affected. You know what I mean? So based off that, so maybe even 500, I guess, if you just do the addition with people and people's families and shit. Yeah. So big rest in peace to them. Fuck COVID. Pray to God that whoever gets it is able to heal from it as speedy as possible. And to all the people that have lost family and shit, I don't personally know anybody that has, but I know some well, actually, that's not true. I know some friends. One time for Mr. Ray, he just passed. Friend of my two of my really good friends that I grew up with. He was our baseball coach, football coach in the city. Like, made a lot of impact. He recently passed from that shit last week, I believe. So big rest in peace to Mr. Ray. Shout out to ED, B Ray, and OJ. One time for y'all niggas. Y'all my dogs. I love y'all. And so that's it.
Yeah, for sure. Rest in peace. Like, for real, you've been impacted in some way, like by someone's death, even if you didn't know them personally. We got one more award to give out that I deem to be, I guess it's how you look at it for real, because it don't have to be heavy. But Black Lives Matter Movement Award. And this Golden Shxtty is for a leader or inspiration related to the uprising, person, place, thing, whatever related to the movement you want to give this award to. And what are you giving your Golden Shxtty to related to BLM?
I'm giving it to the NBA and / NBA players. They did it right. You know what I mean? Like, nice. they did the bubble to perfection, in my opinion. Like Black Lives Matter was everywhere.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the players for taking a stand. When certain things happened, like when the young brother got shot in the back in Milwaukee, the Bucks, decided they were planning on even leaving the bubble and just ending that shit altogether. They didn't. They continue to fight. So just shout out to the NBA as a whole. Like I said, more so the players than the organization itself. But even still, you had to have the backing because it's still required. They're still a major corporation in this world that makes the things run. So, I want to shout out, Bron, and I want to shout out Chris Paul and, so many of those who continue to, push the narrative and change the narrative, and highlight the narrative that, there's inequalities and shit. So, I think that whole NBA/NBA players was deserving of my award.
Yeah, that's dope. I think that was a great golden shitty. I think they did a great job as well. My golden shitty is going out to Tamika Mallory.
On top of yes.
I love Tamika Mallory
and my son,
and she is an activist.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that I love most about Tamika Mallory, not only is she an activist and she on the front lines and that shit, like it takes balls to be out there on that front line every day, and that's your fucking job pretty much, is to be on these front lines and do these interviews and be considered a good spokesperson. Cause, a lot of people want to be the spokespeople or person for the movement, but I think she is a good choice. She is like us to me. You know what I'm saying? Like she talk like us, she walk like us. She is, she's relatable and she real and she got a slick ass tongue. You know what I'm saying? But she's still able to move in rooms and get her point across. She fucking murdered Daniel Cameron, his fucking coon ass. Like
she did.
I just, I like her whole vibe. You know what I'm saying? And, how you have this is not necessarily to throw shade, you know what I'm saying? But you have some activists that are, just like being seen, you know what I'm saying? They like having a little bit of power. Like, I think of like old school activists, like not saying that they didn't do good, but it was a lot of ego in it, like your Jesse Jacksons and your Al Sharptons, you know what I'm saying? Like people who like, it's about branding and like putting their name on shit. But I like her. She seemed like she fucking genuine. And I also want to give like an honorable mention, which, you know what I'm saying, they are really, the reason this shit popped off in 2020 in the way that it did, was an honorable mention to George Floyd, for kind of inspiring this rendition of the uprising. Cause we've been doing this. This ain't nothing new. You know what I'm saying? But because of just the perfect storm going on with COVID, people being in the house, people being fucked up, people, they're being video. We hear all that FYI. Like good. So much noise. But him inspiring the uprising, and to Breonna Taylor for being a face of kind of keeping it going. And they both were sacrificial lambs, in an effort to inspire change. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we all have a purpose here on this earth, and, our purposes are different. We find out differently. And I feel like this was their purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like, it shouldn't be anybody who has never heard of Breonna Taylor.
Yeah.
And what makes it crazy is because I don't feel like there is nothing you can argue with Breonna Taylor. You know what I'm saying? Like, people got their opinions about George Floyd and him resisting and all this other shit, but like, you just a fucking callous, ignorant idiot if you feel like Breonna Taylor deserved what the fuck she got. Sleep in her bed, minding her business. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So, they definitely inspired this change and this rendition, and I feel like we made so much traction. We moved the needle, a lot this year. I feel like we made some of the biggest strides in Black Lives Mattering this year. And that's even getting fucking Joe Biden elected. You know what I'm saying? Like, and getting Kamala Harris elected. Like, we did that. And black people that are not y'all conspiracy theory people. You know what I mean? That, is anti-voting and all y'all niggas. Like, y'all get to enjoy the fruits of our labor. Y'all black people, but shout out to all the black people who really showed up and do whatever they can, to support this. So, NBA, Tamika Mallory, you get our Black Lives Matter Movement Award, Golden Shxtty.
And Tamika's whole foundation, though, what's that? Until Change, I think is the name of it.
Yes.
Yeah. So shout out to her whole organization and everybody that works for her. My son, fucking Gandhi and all them, like
Freddie Gibbs.
Like one time for all.
Not Freddie Gibbs. Trey the Truth.
Trey the Truth. Yeah. One time for all them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Because they were, Portia from fucking the Real Housewives, which it's funny because I forgot that Portia's granddaddy was a fucking civil rights activist.
He sure was.
So that shit is genetic. You know what I mean? So one time, I don't know if it's, because she knows that, but I mean, regardless, she's doing more than I can in terms of getting arrested and all that other shit. So one time for that entire Until Change organization, headed by my son and Tamika Mallory. So.
I want to give a shout out to Portia, regardless of whatever people may say what her motivations was. She doing it, and that's all you can see is the results of that. So whether she doing it from a place of self-interest, is still getting done. And Portia went from where is the hole for the Underground Railroad? Where are the stops? She went from thinking the Underground Railroad was really a fucking train under the ground to being arrested for fighting for black lives. And, I just think that's dope. I think growth is dope. And regardless of who a person was, you gotta look at who they are. To an extent, because there are some caveats to that, but you gotta look at where a person is, and I'm with you on that, B. So shout out to all of y'all. All right,
one time.
Let's get into some lighter shit. Best hip hop out. You want to do hip hop or R&B first?
That's fine.
Hip hop is fine. All right.
Yeah.
We're doing best hip hop album of 2020 that was released in 2020. Who do you get your Golden Shxtty to?
So. This is how I do mine, and I it was hard for me to narrow down one. I did, but I listed the ones that I really, really enjoyed because it was, as you know, it's always a million fucking albums coming out every fucking Friday. But the ones that stuck out in my head, like Freddie Gibbs, which was his shit was Alfredo, Nas shit was King Disease, Big Sean, Detroit 2, Jim Jones. I don't know. Did that shit come out this year? Well, I know the deluxe did. I can't remember if that other shit came out. Yeah, it did. I think it came out in May. But, no, that was last May. But anyway, never mind. Scratch Jim Jones shit. But, on Lil Baby shit, I didn't really listen to it a lot, but it went crazy. Like, he had a lot of good songs off that shit from the ones that I did hear. You know what I mean? So
you gonna give a best album to album you hear?
Relax. I'm talking about what the best albums were to me, and then I'm gonna narrow it down. I do this every year. I don't know why you ain't used to it yet. But for me, out of all of those the ones that I enjoyed the most and I listen to still to this day is Big Sean album. Like Big Sean album to me was just from front to back. It was 18 songs, but it was really, 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 really dope. Like I enjoyed it a lot. So, and it was close between Gibbs and Nas. Like it was very tough for me. It was between those two, like those three rather, but I edged it out to Big Sean because it was just a really dope project and shit. So one time for Big Sean, Detroit 2. Go listen to it if you haven't.
I like that Big Sean. I liked the Big Sean album. Big Sean is very interesting because there is really like only one Big Sean album that I constantly go back to because I like the album like literally from beginning to end, and that is Dark Skies Paradise. Ain't that what it's called? Dark Skies Paradise? Mm-hmm. I love that album. I really, really love that Big Sean album. But Big Sean's music just kind of comes and goes. Like, he's a really good rapper. He makes high quality music, high level music. I just feel like he kind of get lost in the shuffle somehow. Kind of like a Wale to me.
Yeah, I can get it.
Like, I feel like, Wale is one of my favorite rappers, and Wale makes really good music, high quality music, and that shit just kind of breezes through. Like,
yeah, it's weird.
It is super weird. And I really don't know, like, I always do my record exec fresh thing. Like, what would I do? Like, I really don't know what you could do to elevate Big Sean, because I feel like he does everything. He
knows how to make hits. He knows how to fucking rap. He makes great songs. He does great collabs. Like,
listen, he's relatable. He's relatable. Yep. So you can have him in your endorsements, like your commercials, your movies. Like, he's a little guy, but he's not an unattractive guy. He dates the singer. Like, if you do the, popularity, fucking, maybe cause he don't have no chains and fucking have a lot of controversy. Maybe. I don't know. I know
some people that don't like him, but I fuck with Sean. He dope.
Big Sean definitely grew on me as far as his lyrical ability, because you and a few other people was like, Big Sean. I was like, I like Big Sean, but I don't know. But no, Big Sean goes crazy. He goes crazy.
Yeah,
he goes crazy. Big Sean does not get enough respect for his rapping abilities.
It's a really dope album. Really dope.
So 2020 for me was a lot of hip hop. It was a lot of female rap, like a lot of female rap. And, for me, the way I gauge the best album of 2020 is the album that I played over and over again from beginning to end. That's how I judge mine. So there was a lot of good music that came out. However, I want to give my golden shitty to a female rapper by the name of Ken the Man. I love
Ken the Man?
Yes. And she's a female. She said that's her vibe. Like, she that nigga. Like, fuck all y'all. Like women call themselves king and all that shit. That's kind of how her name go. But Ken the Man is fucking dope. I don't know if Ken the Man is from Houston or from Atlanta. You listen to her, she will switch them up. And I even tried to do some research, and it was either or. I know she lives in Atlanta now, but Ken the Man is like, if she could get on and she get the right people behind her, like, she could be up there with your queens of hip hop at the current moment, your Cardis and your Megans and your, Nickies and all of that, from lyrical ability. Like, and she got swag. Like, her album is called For the 304s. So it's like, if anybody who, grew up in the 80s, 90s, they know do you know what 304 is?
Oh.
Right. So it's For the 304s. So like, her shit is like, it's in the vein of like what's popping now, but it's how you say shit. I love when niggas is witty with how they put they fucking words together. Like, yeah. I love that shit. Like, you can have two people talking about the same shit. It's about delivering how you deliver that. So her album's called For the 304s. I wore that shit out. So the first thing I do when I get up in the morning is, after I say my thank you, Jesus, for waking me up, and put my feet on the floor and, say that the universe gonna be in my favor, I turn on some music. And I wore this fucking album out. It's good energy. Ain't no way I done put a lot of people onto her. Ken the Man. So if you want to check out some female rap, I don't even want to say female rap, because I feel like that's downgrading. If you want to hear some good rap, check that album out. Especially if you know what I mean, you in a party mood, you're in a good mood, you know what I'm saying? Ken the Man, she about 25, 26 out of the South, Houston or Atlanta, where the hot girls or where the peaches at. One of the two. So hip hop golden shitty goes to Ken the Man and Big Sean. R&B album of 2020. Who you giving your golden shitty to?
So I had several that I had to narrow it down from. I had Breezy and Thug shit, Tiana Taylor album, dude named Blast, BLXST.
I like him. I like this album. You put me onto him. I like that.
Yeah,
I liked it. His shit was dope.
And did Summer Walker's album come out this week? She ain't had no new album. It was just that same one that came out last year, right?
That's what I thought. Or was it so early in the year? I think it was last year.
Yeah, she just got like 9 songs that just be continuously playing on that shit, like nonstop.
Summer Walker, I love Summer Walker music. I do not love Summer Walker.
Really?
The person, she irritates
she's
me.
A weirdo.
She's weird.
It's
she's
like,
irritating.
I don't even like looking at her. It's weird.
Right. Bruh, that's what's crazy. Like, I was like, something about her is just, it don't sit right with me. Like,
oh yeah, it came out in 2019, October 4th, 2019.
That's what I thought. I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
okay.
Scratch that. But yeah, so it was between Breezy, Thug, Tiana Taylor was really dope, and then I kind of nixed her out. So it was between Breezy and Thug and Blast for me because I listened to both of those albums quite a bit. But I think
I didn't listen to the Chris Brown and Young Thug album at all.
Yo. That shit was super fucking fire. Like that shit.
Hey, take a gulp too. Fire was one of your words.
Oh yeah, that shit was fire. Like for real. But as of late, like I've been playing Blast since like
spell
September
it for them because you spell it kind of like how we spell our name.
BLX as in X-ray, S as in Sam, T as in Tom.
We a movement. It's a movement. Blast album was great. Would you is that considered an album or an EP? Because it was only like 6-7 songs, right?
Deluxe like last week, I believe, and it added like 3 or 4 more songs. So that's
I'll definitely check
songs,
that out.
So it's an album now.
Where is he from?
But, he from LA.
LA. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Super dope, bro. Like
LA. I'm not gonna even say LA. California has great R&B music. Like if you think about her, if you think about isn't her from California?
Yeah, Damage is one of my favorite songs of the year, though.
Janae Aiko, Blast, a lot of them LA, because I feel like LA is like a low vibe, like a low key vibe. So they be having some great.
Her from like Pasadena though. She ain't from LA.
I mean California.
She's from California.
Ain't no such thing as LA is California. Like, it's LA, California.
It's California, whole coast, like, cause Oakland is different.
I'm just saying, when people say LA, they saying California. But yeah, California. You're right, California. But yeah, they got a vibe out there.
Yeah. But I like Breezy and Thug shit. That shit was incredibly dope. Like, First Class Trips in the Middle of the Night. That's one of my favorite songs. Like, that and Damage are my favorite 2 songs. And No Guidance. Did No Guidance come out this year or last year? I don't know. That was last year. Yeah, I went to the concert last year. This shit is whack. I ain't seen no concerts in there. Shit is trash. But yeah, Breezy and Thug shit was really dope. And Blast shit is really, really dope. But I chose Blast just because I listened to that shit. Like, I listened to that shit today. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been listening to that shit since it came out. So,
yeah.
You like a dope vibe, like Blast. It's like he's not a crazy singer or some shit, but he's just like super dope. Like, so check it out. That was my pick. I think you'll enjoy it. I know I do.
Yeah, it's a good album. It is definitely a good album. My R&B golden shitty goes to, and you brought her up, it goes to Tiana Taylor. Tiana Taylor album was actually really, really good. My favorite song is that remake song, of Boom Like an 808 with Missy Elliott.
That shit was fire.
That shit goes. But I always say about Tiana Taylor, I feel like Tiana Taylor is so 90s. Like, Tiana Taylor just embodies the 90s. I feel the same way about Tiana Taylor that I feel about Christian Combs. I feel like their style is so 90s that it almost feels mimicky. So it doesn't feel original. Like, I like the shit, but I'm saying in order for them to be these breakout stars, because Tiana Taylor is fucking talented. Like, Tiana Taylor should be way bigger than what Tiana Taylor is to me. Like, she can fucking act, she can dance, she can sing, she can rap, she directs, like, fitness, like,
Sneaker.
Sneakers can fucking Tiana Taylor goes into the Rihanna bin for me of being able to literally wear anything and that shit look fly. Me and Bill was just having a conversation before we start recording about niggas who just can't look fly. No matter how much you pay, no matter what stylist you get, like swag is a thing. Yeah, clothes don't come to life until you put them on and you bring them to life. Or you might as well sit on a hanger.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Tiana Taylor, I love Tiana Taylor. I think she is very underrated. I feel like her album was really good. It upsets me that she wants to retire from music. I know that's just like a temper tantrum right now because she feel like she's not being pushed right. I mean, you're signed to fucking MAGA West, who really only cares about him, himself, and how he can make shit better for himself. And I hate that she says she's going to quit music because I do feel like she can really do anything creative. She's just a creative being. She could do anything she puts her mind to. Shout out to her daughter, Junie. There are celebrity kids that I really, really love. One of them is Junie. This girl is personality. Like, she is personality. It's Junie. It's Eris Harris, T.I.'s daughter.
Mm-hmm.
I love her. And I also, am starting to love, Toya's daughter. Lil Wayne baby mama's daughter.
Oh, Rain.
Like I said, I love big personalities in these little fucking packages. So shout out to the kids. But anyway, bringing it back around, Tiana Taylor's album, it was called The Album. It was actually her third album, but she just called it The Album. That was a dope album. Did you like that album as a whole?
Yeah, I had it listed. Yeah,
oh, you did. My bad. You
yeah,
sure
like it was just a little too long. That's the only reason that I didn't. But I really I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
It was just like super long. Like I'm not really the super long album kind of guy. I like
so
the only person I really can fuck with that,
albums?
and even that shit gets a little too much is Chris Brown and shit. So
what about Drake?
Yeah, I'm not really over I don't really like 12, 13 songs is all I need because then there's so much other music that is out. It's hard for me to sit with that shit at one time. But her shit was like 26 songs or some shit like that. But I enjoy that first 10 to 11 is fucking crazy. And I enjoyed the whole album as a whole. But like I said, my ADD couldn't kick in and shit like that. So, but it was dope though.
I think that where artists fuck up with these really long albums, that's a lot of content and you start to realize the monotony of their talent, right? Like once one song starts sounding like the other song, if you only put 13 on this bitch, we was good, 12, 13, 14 max out, you know what I'm saying? Like 14 max out, and a hidden track. You remember the hidden tracks?
Yeah, for sure.
But after that, you know what I'm saying? It starts to sound the same because it's not that many, artists out here that can really and truly make fucking 25 songs that can stand by themselves.
Yeah.
That is a very rare talent. That's why I can't listen to there are Chris Brown albums I've never heard because I looked at it and it was fucking 40 tracks because I didn't even, it was overwhelming just to see that shit. So but
the thing about Chris though is he embodies his talent is one yields fucking 40 songs. Like that fucking Indigo was a crazy fucking album. I love that goddamn album. That shit is, and it's 27 songs or 28 songs and shit. But honestly, I've listened to that shit so many times and I love that shit equally. It's 2 albums of his. And Heartbreak on the Full Moon was fucking crazy too. And it was mad songs. You know what I mean? So
I don't think I listened to that one either.
Chris Brown is just one of those talents for me that I don't really, her is like that. I can listen to a whole shitload of her. I love her. She's one of the greatest. And if she dies today, God forbid, I think she's still one of the greatest talents of all time. She's just incredible. I love damn near every song that she's ever made. And it's not a lot of people I can say that about. So one time for her, because Damage is that shit. That song Damage is fucking incredible.
You put me on the Slide and Slide had to grow on me. But when it grew on me,
I love Slide from the first time I heard it. Like, I was like, oh my God, this shit is amazing. Then Damage, have you heard Damage?
I don't think so, because it doesn't ring a bell.
You said what? I can't hear you.
I say it doesn't ring a bell to me. Sing it. Sing
I don't
it.
feel like singing
it. Sing it. We sing on this show.
I don't feel like it. No, I just don't feel like I'm not in the mood. But it's just a really incredible song. Like, you should listen to it. My little girl, Dream, that's like Dream's favorite song. Like, she listens to that shit every day, like at least 7 times a day.
Well, shout out to Blast and Tiana Taylor. You get our Golden Shxtty for Best R&B Album. Good category. Best show of 2020. Now, this has been a special year where TV has been a thing. If it wasn't a thing before, it's a thing now. You want to go? Or you want me to go?
You can go.
So there was a lot of great TV out there. It was overwhelming just to really try to think of it and quantify it, because a lot of TV has been watched since we have been, jailed home on house arrest. But, you know, I want to give some honorable mentions out to, Tiger King, not for necessarily being like the greatest show ever, but kicking off the fucking quarantine and having the impact and the laughs and the shit that we got from that. Like, Tiger King probably got us through the first 4 weeks to 6 weeks, of the quarantine, all of the jokes and shit around that, and Carol Baskin and all that shit. So that's where my honorable mention come in. There were also a bunch of great shows that I watched. I also want to give a shout out to Euphoria, and Little Fires Everywhere, and of course Insecure, and all of those shows.
Little Fires, that shit was boring.
I liked Little Fires. Did you get past the first episode?
Hell yeah, that shit was trash.
I like Little Fires. And I'm interested to see where it goes. You like Euphoria though, didn't you? You watch Euphoria?
I didn't watch it.
That was a great show. Shout out to Zendaya. Shout out to Zendaya.
I saw the second season. They released the episode, and it was like the first 15 minutes.
They did release something, didn't they?
Yeah, I watched like that episode, but
I need to write that down.
It was just a bunch of talking, like mad dialogue and monologues. I was like, all right, I'm cool on this. I ain't feel like watching that shit. But yeah, my wife said it was good other than that. So
Euphoria is a great show, and just shout out to Zendaya. I just feel like she will be one of the legends. Like, I feel like in 20 years from now, 30 years from now, like, Zendaya will be one of those individuals. She played like a fucking teenage drug addict, like, and you wouldn't even think she got range like that, but she's fucking dope. But my best show of 2020, I'm giving it to fucking P-Valley.
I forgot all about P-Valley.
Cause P-Valley was a whole fucking vibe. P-Valley was fun. P-Valley was serious. P-Valley was ridiculous. Like, it had all the elements. Then it had like strippers and dope ass music. Like, I loved P-Valley. And I think it was something that, you know, brought me and like certain circles of friends. Like, that was our shit. Like, that's what we talked about. And, shout out to, Uncle Clifford, and Mercedes and motherfucking M.I. Crooked Letter, the big nigga who looked like, Buff Drake. That was a great show. I love P-Valley, and I am looking forward to, it coming back on. I love P-Valley. So my Golden Shxtty goes to P-Valley.
I had a bunch of shows because I've been watching a bunch of fucking TV, and so I have my actual winner. But so I just finished The Undoing last week. If you haven't seen The Undoing, that shit is fucking suspense fucking filled. That shit is amazing. Like, the writing is that of a movie, but it's just broken up into 6 episodes, and that shit is like, you literally have no idea who did it until the very fucking last.
And it's like, crime, drama, suspense. What do you say it is? What's the genre? Okay.
So yeah, it's really good. It comes on HBO. If you got HBO Max, this shit is dope. Ozark, which comes on Netflix. Ozark was definitely up there.
Ozark was great.
Ozark was amazing. I had Insecure as well, just on the strength because that's my shit.
Yeah.
Fargo, which I also just recently finished up with the Chris Rock episode, like the Chris Rock season. And that shit was fucking incredible.
Wait, did you watch all of Fargo, or did you just start watching in the Chris Rock season?
Just the Chris Rock season.
So that's funny because like 2 or 3 people have brought up Fargo but said the same exact thing you said. Like, yeah, so I only watched the Chris Rock episode. I mean,
but I heard the other, like, so funny thing is, like, I was watching, cause when you put it on, like, I was thinking like I need to watch the first season. And I thought it was, you know, like a continuation. I'm like, when the fuck Chris Rock coming? But I was watching the show like the first season and it was actually pretty good. Like I watched like 2 or 3 episodes waiting for fucking Chris Rock to come in, but he never did. So I'm like, all right, fuck this shit. But it was still good though, nonetheless. And they got, like 4 seasons total, Chris Rock season. So they each one is an individual season apparently. And Chris Rock's was the most recent that came on, the 4th season. And that shit was good. It just went off not too long ago. And then, Lovecraft Country.
Lovecraft Country
was super fucking dope.
I'm still halfway through that.
Yeah, it's weird, black, dope.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm not through Lovecraft Country yet. I just want to let you know, it's not that it is not good. Lovecraft Country to me is one of those shows you gotta pay attention to.
Oh yeah.
You know, you gotta give it like your full attention. So that's where you have to be. Like when I'm watching that, I'll be like, "Oh, I should watch Lovecraft Country," but I'm just like, my attention span is not there. Cause you can't scroll through your phone. You can't be doing other shit while you watching Lovecraft Country, in my opinion. Like you have to pay attention.
That shit,
but it's been good so far, so good.
Like I don't, when I watch that shit, I don't even be looking at my phone like that, like, cause I'm just so fucking enthralled when I was watching it. So I mean, the historic aspect of it. Enslaved, I just finished that again.
That's on my DVR.
Watch TV because I literally be at home all the fucking time. Enslaved was dope. That was on Epix. And that was Samuel L. Jackson. It was his documentary on slavery. So it was like, he goes to Ghana. He meets his family, like his actual tribe. And he goes through like the door of no return. Like he goes to the last port of, like slavery and shit. Like, he just explores like the Middle Passage and the Atlantic slave trade and just mad relics. Like they go and find all this fucking, these crashed slave ships and shit and find all these different like things. They scavenge the fucking seas to find all this shit, like him and his team and shit. It's just extremely fucking dope. I love history 1, 2. I love documentaries 3. Yeah. I love like black shit and I love like finding about roots and shit. Yeah. So, I just finished that I think yesterday or some shit because I was bored as fuck, but it's really good. So if you into that shit, check that out. And
so with shit like that, I'll be like, do I feel like being mad? Like before I watch anything
you're
on
gonna
TV,
be mad, but it's also
go
like
through my emotions. And sometimes I'll be like, I don't feel like being upset. I don't feel like this. Totally. Like I really do like an evaluation before I watch something. I'll be like, well, I feel like
no doubt. Like right I get it. And that shit, like when I clicked on it, cause I watched the first episode and I was like, holy shit, this shit good as hell. Like it's like Discovery Channel and fucking Samuel L. Jackson on some real nigga shit. Like he be saying shit. He be like, man, this shit make me mad as a motherfucker. I gotta go cut the cameras off. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like for real, like it be like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like he was at the door of no return. He's like, yo, I feel like I just feel like the wildest feeling I've ever felt in my life. Like it's undescribable, the feeling that he was, you know what I'm saying? That he was just like, he met this one dude that's in Ghana and he just sees like, he's got like this field of like 1,500 like concrete, carvings of black people just sitting in this fucking field, like their faces and shit, kind of like a memoriatorium of all these black people. And his goal in doing that, like he just takes random black, like Africans that he sees in Ghana and shit. And he just does sculptures and shit, right? So he does the sculptures and he just puts them in this field. And he says like his goal is to have, like 40,000, cause it's like, apparently it was like 40,000, from that particular part of Ghana that were taken in slavery. Uh-huh. So he said his goal is to have 40,000 faces in this fucking field.
40,000? How long it take him to carve these faces?
He's got like 1,800 now, right? He's got like 1,800 just scattered in this fucking field. The shit is the craziest shit ever, but it's dope because he said the reason he does it, he just takes random people that he sees and takes their entire likeness and sculpts it to the fucking T, right? Like to the fucking T.
What's he sculpting it out of? Like just yeah, okay.
What the fuck? Shut up. My bad, not you. That was my phone.
Just
sculpts it out of concrete, and like puts it in the field. And the goal is to be able to come and see somebody that you recognize. Like, you know what I mean? In terms of, and Samuel L. Jackson sitting there, he's like, cause he didn't know the premise of what he was like, why are you doing this? And he was like, he told him the reason. He was like, yo, that's crazy. Cause I'm sitting here as I'm looking, I know 10 to 15 people in this fucking thing. Like real
that's
shit. Like
Jim,
some real
that's
shit.
Man, that's Craig.
Real shit though. Like real fucking shit. And he recognizes people as he's sitting there with this just 1,800 people, like sculptures in the middle of the fucking ground, like certain trees and shit. That shit is dope. Like super fucking dope. Me and my old lady was like, we was high and we was watching that shit like, yo, this shit is amazing.
It's on my DVR. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, it's called Enslaved. I think you really like it. You definitely gonna be pissed off because it's still like, it's, you know, dramatizations and reenactments and shit like that. So that's gonna piss you off. But it's also stories of fucking triumph and, you know, awesome. Like all that good shit. That's so awesome. Any real slavery movie, I guess, is incorporated with that shit. But, but my winner and all that was fucking Ozark. Like Ozark was my shit. Like I can't wait for the next season. Ozark it's my shit. Like
Ozark
the
is well written and consistent.
Yep, for sure. I think Undoing and Ozark were the most well written. Fargo was too. Keep it a band, but yeah, Ozark was just because I remember I watched Ozark the whole fucking thing in one day. Like I could not stop watching that shit like all the way up to like 3 in the fucking morning.
So
I gave it to that.
You want to know who I thought you were going to say, but you didn't? I thought you were going to say Power Book.
Nah, I stopped watching that shit. I ain't even watched that. I ain't watched that new shit. Hell no. I hated Power. Like the first two, I only watched Power because I was like, I had been watching Power. I hated Power. I said that mad times on the show. Like the last 2 seasons of Power was the fucking worst.
You know, it didn't.
Yeah, that shit. Nah. I said after this, once Ghost died, I was like, yo, I'm out. I'm never watching this shit again. And I haven't. Fuck that shit.
I saw the first episode of Power Book, but you know, I don't know any backstory.
They said it's good. Like people say it's good, but they also said that last 2 seasons before Ghost died was good. So I'm cool.
Keeping it a band, like I haven't heard as many people talking about Power Book as I used to hear people talk about Power. Yeah, like shit, everywhere you went, niggas be like, you watch Power? Fuck, you don't watch Power? Listen, you gotta watch Power. Well, all right, I'll take that back too, because it's not like I'm running into a bunch of motherfuckers these days. So, so maybe that's it. You know what I mean? It's all about perspective. Shout out to P Valley and Ozark for getting the best show of 2020. Congratulations on your golden shitty. Biggest beef of 2020.
I got Me versus Quarantine.
That's real. That's
we
real.
Still fighting.
That's real.
Topsy-turvy every day.
Who winning? Who winning?
It's 50-50, boy. Like one day it's me and then the next day it's them. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough though. It's the toughest opponent, one of the toughest opponents I've ever fucking faced. I'll tell you that.
Tell us about a time in which you felt like you were winning, like you're beating, like whatever it is that's keeping your sanity, like whatever it is. And times where COVID then gave you some punch. You know what I mean? Yeah, true.
When I got the porch built, like, so now I'm just outside chilling. You know what I mean? So I was like, well, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm doing shit around the house like I'm doing, you know what I'm saying, odds and ends that I normally probably wouldn't have had time to do, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Like, you know, any productive type day, you know what I mean?
Facts.
But then it's those days where me and my wife be arguing about nothing at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know that otherwise we wouldn't be arguing about the shit that we just literally are tired of seeing each other every fucking waking second of the day. You know what I mean? So, you know.
Listen, if your relationship make it through COVID, y'all built to last, okay?
Yeah, it's a fact. Yeah,
y'all are built to last. When were some like lows where like COVID was winning? Well, I guess when you and your wife fighting and shit, right?
I just said it,
true.
You know, when you round a motherfucker all the fucking time, you can't go nowhere. You can't go on vacation. You can't get a break. You can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't miss a motherfucker, like, cause they there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And and I know I'm getting on her nerves just as equally as she's getting on mine. You know what I'm saying? And we, you know, and then we come up out of it and enjoy each other and have a good time, cause that's what, you know, that's the crux of our relationship. But at the same time, like, anybody, like if you're gonna be around a motherfucker all day, every day, like you're gonna get tired of a motherfucker. Like that's the breaking the monotony. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, having a reprieve, being able to go to work, or, you know what I mean, doing this and doing that, and like having your own like personal time and space and shit. Like that shit is
valuable.
You know, priceless. You know what I'm saying?
Listen.
So it puts a strain, you know what I'm saying? Where other, like when you just around somebody all the time, it's just natural. So
this pandemic or this panoramic is, it
pandemic, like Jim Jones pandemic.
It is a testament to whatever your mindset is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have individuals out here that are literally depressed and upset because they're going through, I guess, the majority of this whole pandemic. They don't live with nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you have other motherfuckers that's just like, I can't imagine having to live with somebody during, you know, a pandemic or during this type of time where you're on house arrest. So like, mindset is a whole thing because I live alone. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't imagine having somebody stuck in my crib right now. Like, I can't imagine not being able to go anywhere. Like, I can't imagine, you know, not having my own space, being able to hear my own thoughts, being able to not do what I want to do. I enjoy being able to have company. I enjoy being able to send, you know, whatever type of company back to their space. And it's still, that's limited, right? Cause for me, even though I have company, it's still the same handful of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's still that. So it's not like I'm getting the human interaction, in abundance like I'm used to and seeing new people. That's been my whole thing. I'm like, damn, I want to meet some new people. Like, where's some new people at? You know what I'm saying? I don't even live with these people. You know what I'm saying? But then, you know, on the flip side of that, it is people who are just like, yo, like, I'm not with nobody. I'm depressed. I, you know, need somebody around. Like, you gotta be able to enjoy yourself. And I get it. Everybody requires different things emotionally. And I totally get that. But all I say that to say is the grass always may seem greener on the other side, but it's ups and downs to fucking everything, pros and cons to fucking everything. So don't think, for the people who are not taking whatever their situation is, whether it's living with somebody, cause there's people that's about to kill each other. We were, just on a fucking work fake holiday party earlier and shit. And, my VP was just like, one guy, he announced that, you know, he has a kid on the way. And, my VP was just like, hey, they say divorce is up and children are up. So I'm glad that, you know, you landed on that side. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was real. Like, I was like, damn, divorce is up. And if y'all really fucking with each other, y'all did make a baby, because what else is there to do?
Nigga, I thought about it. I was like, damn, I done had thoughts of like, damn, I wish I had another kid real quick. Like, of course I can't. Wow. I ain't anatomically, but I'm not. I'm cool.
Hey, you reverse. Like, you can reverse.
Nah,
reverse.
Nah.
You like, I just had a moment of weakness.
No
like
do-overs.
when I see when I see a puppy.
No,
like, ooh, I want one.
I mean, I be thinking like, I be wanting another kid and shit, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, nah, no way, Jose.
What makes you want that? Where's that urge coming from?
I mean,
what do you miss?
So just seeing my kids like growing up, like, you know, I miss like the baby stage and shit. And then my oldest, my youngest son, like being like wanting another little brother and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he want to be, like, he want to have type shit, but I'm good.
Yeah. Listen, I feel like after you get the 4 kids, that's a lot of fucking kids. I was one of 4. That's a lot of fucking kids to me. I don't care how you slice it. Not saying that you can't have that, but 4 kids just seem like an enormous amount of kids. Like, anything over 3 is just like, what's the goal here? Like,
shit, 3, nigga. When two only children have multiple children, shit is a lot. Like,
oh, both of y'all are only
I was raised as an only child.
Oh yeah, then y'all gotta have some more then.
No, we don't. We got 3. That's enough.
Hey, you had these people that have a whole bunch of kids and they forgot their kids gonna have kids. So now they don't know all their grandchildren because it's fucking 30 of them hoes. 40.
Or the niggas who don't have grandkids. I know, man, like, I know 3 people that don't have, like, 3 brothers, like I said, 3 people that are brother and sister, none of them have kids, and they all like 40 something. Ain't nobody having no kids. Like, that shit was lame. Like, damn, none of y'all niggas gonna have kids?
Hey,
like,
niggas learn. Shit. Don't nobody, that shit ain't for everybody is all I'm saying.
I
And
mean,
I
out
can
of
get
3
it.
though, like somebody gonna have some kids, like out of 3.
Hey, that shit might have been so fucked up that they just
They ain't
like,
gotta
nah,
live on
no.
somehow. They like, fuck it.
That's it. The end. Grand opening, grand close.
Yeah, shit, like,
Hey,
I want mad grandkids.
So out of 3 kids, well, like, what do you think is a reasonable amount of grandkids?
I mean, I'd like each one of them to have at least 2.
Oh, 6. Okay, that's not a bad amount of grandkids
At least,
at all.
I mean, 7, 8, that'd be dope. But I at least want at least want 6 grandkids. Like, I want them to have cousins and shit. Like, I want multiple. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want kids to have mad cousins and shit. I ain't have like a whole lot of cousins that I grew up with. You know what I'm saying? So like that shit.
I keep having to put that together. Like, I guess because I come from a big family and it's so many fucking kids, so many cousins. I'll be like, I'm good. Like, y'all got enough to keep the legacy going.
Straight.
Like,
y'all good.
Y'all do that. Y'all go ahead and do that.
Yeah, they straight. But
my dad had a record siblings and my grandkids.
My dad had mad fucking. My dad, it's 5 of them. My dad and them. So like everybody had kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I got mad cousins that I didn't necessarily grow, and sisters and brothers and shit. Like, so my mom's side, she ain't had no brother. Like, her sister died when she was early. She was young, so she didn't get a chance to have kids and shit. So so it was just me on that side. But my daddy's side, I got mad cousins and shit. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's dope though. And I think that is, you know, I love just perspectives. I love knowing where like people energy come from and like shit like that, because we're all just so different and our experiences are so different, and what makes us thrive is so different. So that's what's cool to me. Like, damn, like, word, like, you want some more? Like, okay. And you like, yeah, cause XYZ. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. But my biggest beef of 2020, that's where we was at. I gave, biggest beef is everybody versus Tighe. Tighe was in so much shit all fucking year. He had beef with his daughter. Then everybody had beef with him because of his daughter and the whole Hyman Gate shit, the sushi restaurant shit. He had the beef with King Von shit. He had the Bitcoin shit where he got fucking indicted for fraud. Like, he reignited the beef between his homeboy that passed away pissing on Drake's leg. Like, I don't think it's a month that passed in 2020 where Tighe was not viral for at least 3-4 days.
Right.
Like, every single month. Like, I feel like we hit each other up. Even if we didn't, we talked about a lot of it on this show. But even if we didn't talk about it on the show, we'd be like, why the fuck is this nigga always in somebody's business? Yeah, like, even if he ain't in no shit, he finds some shit to get into.
Mm-hmm.
If people was not fucking with Tighe this year, and like, Tighe is one of those, you know, ratchet and righteous motherfuckers. Like, Tighe do some good shit where you be like, that's dope. Okay, cool. And then he gotta balance that shit out with some fuck shit. Like,
he just bad as hell.
Like a badass little kid. Like,
and it's funny because I listened.
His album was pretty good. I like Libra album.
Fucking phenomenal. It was a great album. Which I had on my list too, like I mentioned earlier, and it was very, and I listened to that a lot. It was a very dope album, but I listened to his podcast, and he got a dope podcast, and he was saying, like, he had a wild life, you know. His daddy was a fucking molester, like his mama 20 and his fucking daddy was like 51. Like, I was like, God damn, like, nigga, hell yeah, his daddy old as a bitch, dog. Like, he was like, yeah, and his daddy was from New York and shit. Well, his daddy was from Atlanta, moved to New York, was like a millionaire and shit, drug runner and shit, all type of shit. Like, the niggas robbed his mom and shit, thinking that he had the dope and shit. It was crazy. Like, cause I always used to wonder when I watched the show, like me and my old lady would be like, damn, his sister Precious, like, she looked older than his mama. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Like, how the fuck is that working? And then it made sense. Like, his daddy was 50. Like, his daddy had, like, and the wild part about it is his daddy has kids. Tighe got brothers and sisters that are younger than him. Like, nigga, your daddy was having, like, he had kids when his daddy had kids when he was like 55, 56, 57. That smoke don't dry up. That's some real shit. Like,
I knew a chick who dad was 55 when she was born. Like, 55.
Yeah. That's wild. That spunk don't dry up, man. But when you having sex with like 20-year-olds when you 50, that shit is weird. That shit,
It's creepy. It's creepy.
I couldn't fuck no 20-year-old now type shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's the shit that be crazy.
Yeah, but he had a wild life, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was bad as hell. Like, all his aunts and shit, everybody turned on him because he was just bad as fuck. Nobody wanted him to stay places and shit like that. It was wild, like, hearing perspectives.
Oh, I saw some pictures of Tighe. He was one of them silver cap kids.
Oh yeah, he was bad.
He was like Young Thug daughter. If you got them silver caps, you was bad. You was a bad kid. Your teeth was capped in them silver joints, like in the front too.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, yeah, Tighe, you know, Tighe one of them guys that's just gonna always have some shit going on.
Mm-hmm.
Cause that's just in him. He just can't shake that. You know what I'm saying? And he want everything. And, you know, and I feel like, you know, Tiny the type of chick that, you know what I'm saying? Like, she ain't gonna leave that nigga either. You know what I'm saying? Like, she be trying. Nigga be talking to her mad crazy. I don't know, man. Listen, my golden shitty goes out to Everybody versus T.I. and for biggest beef of 2020, and B's golden shitty goes to himself versus COVID, which I totally understand. So 50-50.
We'll say quarantine. I ain't got COVID. I ain't gonna say COVID. I'm gonna say quarantine.
Got you.
With COVID. Nah. I don't want that fight. I'm just fighting quarantine right now. But yeah, what's the next one? Who or what are we not bringing into 2021?
Yes.
And I have a few things.
All right.
And it's sayings, because I hate the new saying, it's for me, period, and body, yada, yada. I hate that shit to like no end. Cause that shit is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
For me is my favorite, and I will always use for me.
That's, yeah, for me. That's
for me?
It's right there.
You think I say that on this show?
Nah, you say it like in conversation.
Yeah. I was like, I don't think I say that on this show very often.
Yeah, but you say it in conversation. So
cause it's funny to me. Like, some shit just is funny to me, and that's why I say it. And it's the whatever for me is funny. Like, that is like the LOL at the end of a statement for me. Like, I love that shit.
I hate it. I hate period. Like, I hate that.
When I say shit like that, it's sarcasm. Like, that's why I say it. Not because I think it's fucking dope. I think it's sarcasm. I love it. Period. And then what was the last joint? What was the last joint?
The body, yada, yada, yada.
Oh, I don't see. Oh, you just hate hearing that.
I want to stop it right
shout
now.
out to Meg. Meg had a great album too. I feel like Meg had a good album. I feel like she had a good debut album, but I still feel like, out of the new people, Cardi had the best debut album. I stand by that.
Nice.
Out of the new girls. Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. But is that who you giving it to, or were those your honorable mentions?
Nah, that was it. All, like, the whole just saying, like, them trash ass sayings, just all them shits, leave all them shits. Just trash sayings.
You like everything. Certain shit, like, when you be like, this a bop.
Yeah.
I find that funny. Whenever a nigga say it's a bop, it's always funny to me. So I always
say big bop. I don't say it's a bop. I say big bop.
You say
it's
bop.
It's a bop is gay. It's a
whatever,
bop.
Whatever.
Big bop. Like, that's a big bop right there. Big tunes, some shit like that. It's a bop. I never
big
said
tunes.
that.
I hate when Charlamagne say that's a tough tune right there. It gives me my mama and daddy now. Like, tough. My dad loves saying the word tough.
Yeah, I still say tough. Tough my shit.
What we're not bringing, who or what are we not bringing into 2021 is, I'm over Lil Wayne. I'm over Lil Wayne. I'm not over Lil Wayne in the regards of I'm not going to listen to old Lil Wayne music. But like Lil Wayne as a person, as whatever he's doing, like supporting anything, like going out of my way to support Lil Wayne, I'm over that nigga. Like, that's my thing. That's my trigger. I cannot do this whole self-hate, cooning shit. And I heard that Lil Wayne is really in some financial trouble. Heard they're saying like that's one of the reasons why he did the shit with Trump, because he was paid. He sold his fucking masters. Let's talk about that real quick. Let's talk about Lil Wayne selling his masters for $100 million. Do you think that was a good deal? And why would Lil Wayne do
got
that?
So many songs, man. I wouldn't. Nah, I definitely not. Not when niggas is getting like Like, niggas sold, there's been mad, like Johnny Cash, so not Johnny Cash, fucking one of them white people. He sold Neil Young or some shit. I think he sold his shit for like 250 or 300,000 or 300 million rather. So
Lil Wayne should get at least 250, I feel
That's
like.
a fact.
At least 250.
That's a fact.
But I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how the shit work. And then you think about this, like, you getting 100,000 for 100 million for some shit. You need to already cut almost 30% off of that for the government. So you just sold your shit for like $70 million. You got to be in some financial trouble to do that.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And, you know, we always debate on this show about like niggas and what niggas say they got versus what they got. You know what I'm saying? And I'm always like, you be like, a nigga can't blow that much money. Niggas be blowing money. And not only do niggas be blowing money, they be having expenses that they're not keeping up with. They are a whole brand. They are a whole company. And this amount of money that you make is just like a company. It goes out to the different employees. It goes out to all of these cars. It goes out to all of these houses that you buying and jets that you renting and all this other shit. Like, if we talking about fucking going on the sneakers app and buying some fucking $150 shoes, $170 shoes, $250 shoes, and we like, whoo, child. Like, these niggas, their fucking $100 million be like our fucking $10,000. Like, they be blowing through some shit. So Lil Wayne, give my shit to Lil Wayne. We're not bringing him back in over Lil Wayne. And did you go? I can't hear. We took a break, y'all. I'm a little lethargic right now. That's who the golden shitty is going to. So, in the effort of time, we probably got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. We got about 8 more. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pick 2. We'll go back and forth. I'll pick a category. We'll go over that. You pick yours, and we'll do that for 4 more categories, and we'll give out 4 more golden shitties tonight before we wrap this thing up for tonight and for the remainder of 2020. Which award you want to give out next, B?
I'll do my biggest plot twist of 2020, I guess.
All right. Biggest plot twist of 2020. So I'll go first since you announced the category. It was 2 for me. And one of them was Gucci Mane and Jeezy doing that versus.
That's a good one.
And being in the same room together allegedly squashed the beef. I don't really feel like it was really squashed.
That shit was I don't think we ever really talked about that shit, but that shit was one of the wildest things I've ever seen in my life.
That shit was crazy. That shit was insane. And seeing fucking Jeezy, like, diss this nigga like the whole time, and then Jeezy made the speech.
Gucci just Jeezy the whole time.
Yeah, my bad, yes. Gucci dissing Jeezy, and then Jeezy saying the shit, and then Gucci not giving a fuck and standing up the whole time, and then them coming together at the end and doing so icy. Like, it was a roller coaster for me.
That shit was crazy. That shit was crazy as fuck, man. That was one of the wildest shits I've ever seen in my life. Like, and that shit was, I don't know. I don't even know what, like, words describe that shit. That shit was crazy though. But one time for that shit was great. Yeah, that was some hip hop shit right there. But I'm giving my, biggest plot twist, in 2020 to, Trump losing the election. Yeah.
Because I know what I wanted to happen. But
the plot twist, I think, was COVID happening, because he was going to win if COVID wouldn't happen.
So I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. But I think for me,
have a sip.
I think for me, it is I feel like, where was Russia? Like, I felt like Trump was going to win because either way, like whether he won for real or he won with help. Like, technology help, digital help, like he did to get the job in the first place.
Right.
So that's why for me, I was just like, fuck, this nigga lost. I can say that one thing I will say, this is the quietest Donald Trump has been in 4 years. In the past 4 years, Trump did something literally every day that made you eyes get big, say, what the fuck, make you feel away something. He did something every day. And then after he lost that election, outside of having other motherfuckers really speak for him, quiet as a fucking mouse pissing on cotton.
Right.
Like, that nigga, he a nigga that you tell, like, all right, like, we gonna let you go. We laying you off at the end of the month. And the nigga say, well, fuck it, I ain't working no more then. Like, he did sign some fucking executive order to give, government workers the day off. Yeah. Does Trump get credit if the vaccine works?
Nah, because he put us in this shit.
That's true. That's true. You can't beat my ass and then give me first aid.
Yeah, like,
that's very true.
This shit is caused by you. This shit we ain't never even have to add this shit, my nigga.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We could be Australia in this bitch.
That's a fact.
So that's who my golden shitty for biggest plot twist goes to in 2020. It goes to Trump losing the election. Who do you give yours to, B?
That was the same shit I had.
Oh, the same joint.
Mm-hmm.
Fin, toast.
Yeah, same shit.
Because we agree. There's two categories.
Sure. I ain't got no more beer. I done drank all my shit.
My next category is the I Am Pop Culture Award. And for me, this is the Pop Culture Lifetime Achievement Award, and it's something that you have like done for the culture. B, since I announced it, I will kick it to you. Who gets your I Am Pop Culture Award?
It's between the 85 South Show and the Breakfast Club, and I still really don't know. But
do tell.
Shout out to the 85 South Show. Them niggas have reached 300 million views online. That shit is amazing.
That's dope.
Like YouTube views, just 300 million on their own fucking black owned, independently owned shit. Like that.
They on the Black Effect now. They iHeart now, right?
It's a partnership. Like they don't own, like they still don't own anything. Like just working with Charlamagne, but their shit, they don't need anybody. You know what I'm saying? They just kind of doing that through Charlamagne alone. But
I haven't listened to 85 South and like in a whole episode outside like some clips. I haven't listened to them in probably about 2 or 3 years. Like when they first popped off.
Yeah, they've been
before they had that setup that they had.
They've been rocking for 5 years. They
Word.
Yeah, they've been rocking for 5 years. Yeah,
that's
I didn't
dope.
know that either. I got on them probably like last 2 years or so.
That's dope. That's dope.
Well, yeah, like as of late, they've been like during the quarantine, they've really been killing shit because they've been doing like interviews and shit and like bringing motherfuckers on there and shit and just kicking the shit with them. So they've really like, that's when I really started fucking with them like really tough, like watching every episode. Cause I've been to the shows and shit like that. And, I was watching the live shows and that's where their YouTube shit really started taking off once they started doing the live shows. But, since obviously that's, not been taking place, their actual YouTube shit is really dope.
No, you're right, because I went to go see 85 South in Atlanta, probably like 3-4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that shit been cranking for a minute, and they were doing their thing, but they definitely were not where they are now. Yeah.
So shout out to them.
Light Skin Keisha was with them that day I saw them.
You said what?
I said Light Skin Keisha was with them.
She
rapper, actress, whatever.
That motherfucker right.
She's so manufactured. She ain't for me. But,
I feel you.
But, I like her. I do like her. I think she's funny. I like her and, her boyfriend, Coco Vango. They got like a YouTube. I don't watch their YouTube like that, but I've seen them in action, cause somebody else has seen it and they kind of dope. Yeah. Like she's a funny girl. Like she just not like a BBL. Like she's actually funny girl and she's on Power Book.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Shout out to them.
Yeah, she's on Power Book. So
yeah, so between that and the Breakfast Club though, like for Breakfast Club, you know, celebrating 10 years and
that's dope.
that shit, you know.
What's up with Charlemagne's renewal? Like he's now an executive. He's an executive at iHeart now, and the other two are not.
Not. I mean, not in their deal. I mean, you know, he just signed his deal, so that's a part of his deal. I don't know when they're up for renewal or whatever. So.
I think it's crazy that they're not all up for renewal at the same time. But, you know, maybe they signed different years. Like
well, I know Envy said he signed his. He signed to a big contract because he's like, I got to take care of my kids. I'm here. I ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
Yeah.
I don't know. And that's all staggered, I guess. But yeah, Charlamagne re-up. And shout out to them for doing 10 years because, like Charlamagne said, hip hop's so fickle that, you know, shows last, you know, 6-7 months, couple of years. Like you see to them.
Yeah.
The shit with academics and the shit complex. That shit
rest in peace to Everyday Struggle.
Yeah, it's on the way out. So
Everyday Struggling has been struggling since Joe Budden left. Joe Budden was the it factor for that show.
That's a fact.
And I stopped watching after Joe Budden. And Joe Budden is like one big hot take. So you know what I'm saying? Like, and academics is the total opposite, like a total kiss ass. And you know what I mean, for the motherfuckers that he fuck with, like his mouth is on balls, like So
that's pop culture for me.
So you split in your award.
Yeah,
You're
it's
not picking one.
Yeah, I'm just giving it to him equally.
He's just so passionate about both. Got you. My award is going to Swiss and Timbaland for Versus.
Oh yeah, that's dope.
I feel like that was much needed in a time in which we needed it. And they've been able to take a simple concept and blow that shit up. Pros and cons to that. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that is dope. I know that, Timbaland and Swiss Beats wants to, keep Versus at its essence, IG type thing. I'm super rooting for Versus to be like on TV. Or a cable channel, or it can still be live.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I just feel like the whole IG thing, like it was great for making do with what you had. And, you know, put it on the channel that everybody has. The thing about it is IG is free and everybody has it. So it can't just be on Apple Music or on HBO or on FX. I don't know. But, you know, I feel like the platform just needs to be extended for other, types of viewing. Cause I don't have Apple TV. You know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out like the best way to watch that shit. That should be on YouTube. Is it on YouTube?
I'm not sure.
So yeah, I just feel like they need to expand it, but I feel like Versus has not only, blossomed and became something that we needed during, this time in history, but you know, it's something where it's like bringing like everybody together. Everybody is together. Like me, Michelle Obama, fucking somebody I went to high school with, and motherfucking your biggest actor, rapper, whatever. We all in the same room watching the same shit. I feel like that's dope. You seeing people comment, you seeing that, like, it reminds me, I feel like everybody is so all over the place now. I feel like Versus is a good way that everybody is kind of on the same page. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody, I guess every birds of a feather type thing. Like the people that we interact with is probably watching fucking Versus. Right. And I feel like that is dope. And it's a way to, not only shed some light on like past hip hop and shit like that, because it's not like we doing like Young Thug versus fucking Uzi Vert. We doing shit that got some age with it. You had 20 hits at least.
Right.
Or attempt to have 20 hits in order to be a part of Versus, and it's giving these niggas money. Anybody who has a Versus, like they streams just shoot the fuck up.
Yep.
So I hope that after all of this is over, that some Versus touring goes on, cause there's definitely some joints I would go to. Some Versus concerts that I would go to that would be totally fucking lit. What's been the best Versus to date that you could think of?
Gucci and fucking Jeezy.
That was definitely a good one for the drama, and they had good music, of course.
That shit was the best one to me. That shit was rocking.
I really liked, I don't know. I liked a lot. I liked a lot of them shits. Like, I liked a lot of them shits.
I enjoyed a lot of them.
It's a lot of good ones. And it's a lot of good ones that from the very beginning that I feel like didn't get like enough. Like when fucking, Scott Storch was on that bitch, battling, T-Pain was on that bitch, battling, like, them shits, fucking, Promise, Jagged Edge was on that bitch.
You know what I'm saying? 112. I didn't watch I ain't watched Patty versus Gladys.
That was a good one.
I enjoyed all of them.
That was a good one because I actually thought I knew more about their music than I actually did. So I learned some shit on that. There was what verses I was about to say? Man, fuck it. It was a lot of good verses. So the I Am Pop Culture Award for Golden Shxtty for me goes to Swiss Beats and Timbaland for creative verses. Who does yours go to?
I already said it, right?
Did you say it? I'm high. You did. Sorry, guys. I'm like high and tipsy on fucking champagne right now. So that's who our Golden Shxtties go to. Breakfast Club, 85 South, Timbaland, and Swiss Beats. Shout out to those guys. Fin. Who we got next? Who your last one?
We'll just do shout out award, I guess.
Okay.
Shout out to whoever or whatever for credit for getting you through 2020 for somewhat intact. I got to shout out to my family, my wife, my family, my friends. We couldn't get together a whole lot, but when we did, we made the best of it, as far as friends go.
Yeah.
Just my family and shit, cause like I said, while it's been challenging, especially, on a day-to-day basis, seeing your family and shit, it's still been, making it a little easier, you know what I'm saying? And creating bonds and shit and talking and communicating more and shit. So for all the negatives, it's definitely been a lot of positives because, you learned a lot about people and shit, even more so than you already had. So, and then when you get with your friends and your family and shit, you appreciate it a little more just because of, all the fucking ills of the world. So, I'm giving a shout out to my family, friends who I consider family, the people that I consider friends.
Facts.
So, shout out to that. Yep.
Facts. So what I actually had was the same exact thing. I said, shout out to family and friends. But I'm going to, tweak that just a little bit to say, shout out to technology. There is no way we could have got through this shit in 1985. Okay? There is no way. Shout out to technology for keeping you in contact with family and friends that you cannot be in contact with physically.
Right.
Your FaceTimes, your Zooms, your Instagram lives, your whatever is letting you actually see them.
That's real shit.
It's so great that sometimes we often forget how long it's been since we've actually seen somebody in real life, touched them, been in the same room with them because of technology. You can think of that as a pro or a con. But during this time, listen, if this shit was going to happen, this was the best time yet for the shit to happen. Right. We have everything. We've been able to work from home. For those who are able to work from home, we've been able to work from home. That has had trickle down effects. The fucking sky is clear in fucking California. We can let go of pollution. Although this shit is really fucked up, some positives have happened. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate different things very differently now. So shout out to technology, shout out to family and friends, shout out to my family, shout out to my friends who are my family. You're fortunate enough to get to pick your family if you really want to. So shout out to all of those who have held it down. And I feel like that's just dope. And we can end it on that. We had some other categories here. Y'all know I was gonna bring up fucking, Megan and Tori and, other shit y'all was expecting to hear. I do want to
talk about our friends and family. Let's end on that. I don't want to talk about them.
Listen, but I'm about to give a shout out to air fryers in 2020. Shout out to air fucking fryers. Word. Air fryers has changed my life. And now in the past, it is. And them shits work. Let me tell y'all something. I done learned how to fucking cook a steak in an air fryer. And that bitch come out perfect. Like, perfect. If you learn how to cook in an air fryer, you can throw your stove and your microwave away low key. Like, if you learn how to cook in an air fryer, like, especially like meat and shit like that. Or tip, when you got fried food and you want to warm that shit up, put it in the air fryer. It don't take like 3 minutes.
Yep,
and your shit back crispy. It brings it right back to life. I do want to take a moment because I feel like with any award show, you gotta have this moment to, acknowledge the people who are no longer here, and be like, oh my God, like just looking at this, 2020 has been a year. I'm going to go over this list of celebrities. And then I also, if you have, people that you know personally or whatever, I want us to, also, put them in this memorandum. But, want to say rest in peace to Kobe, Chadwick Boseman, Naya Rivera, Janet Dubois from Good Times, John Witherspoon, John Lewis, John Thompson, Lil Richard, Pop Smoke, Mo3, King Von, Fred the Godson, Huey, Jazz Fly, Andre Harrell, Tiny Zeus Lester, Natalie Desselle Reed from Baps and Eve, Ashley Miss Minnie Ross from the Little Women Atlanta, Bill Withers, B. Smith, Betty Wright, the first black mayor, David Dinkins. I remember learning about David Dinkins, Alex Trebek, and George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and the numerous other black lives that lost their lives due to the police, at the hands of the police. Also, on a personal note, I want to say rest in peace to my friend Antoinette, who passed away recently, which hit me really, really hard. I want to say watch over us. And to those others who experienced death, anybody you want to call out, B?
My condolences to anybody that, has lost lives, family members. I can't think of anybody. I spoke about Mr. Ray. That was the most recent, so that was freshest in my mind. But I'm sure I'm sure I know a lot of people that have passed away, and unfortunately I just can't think about it right now. Charge it to the mind, not the heart. God bless everybody who's suffered loss, COVID or unrelated or just lost period. So, loss. That shit trash. And I pray that, you find some rest and some peace, with all that and all those folks that have passed. I hope you've rested in peace and, we'll remember you, I guess, even though I can't remember you right now. I apologize.
It's all good. We know where your heart is at, and, our condolences to everybody who's dealing with that, because it is a ripple effect, and it impacts different people in different ways. We're gonna raise our glasses to the last of your invisible glass, cause you're out. To our last show of the year. We do this every year. I've talked to individuals who are upset because we have to go on a hiatus, but you gotta have a break. We have a lot of travel, things like that. It's okay. We'll be back, in January. Make sure that y'all catch up on the shows that maybe y'all did not, listen to, and, subscribe to the show. Y'all know that we are still at the ain'tshitshow.com. That's the X word, the I would be in shit. And we're on every social media pretty much, and anywhere you listen to podcasts. Come see us back. Make sure y'all subscribing so y'all get the notification. Instead of giving a quote like we normally do at the end of the show, I just want you to give them whatever tip or whatever wrap up of 2020 or whatever going into 2021, whatever inspiration, whatever you want to get off your chest right now.
Just super happy to be here. You know what I mean? Cause like we just unfortunately mentioned, you know, a lot of people aren't. So you just got to be thankful for what you got and what you don't got. You know what I mean? And I just pray that, you know, nothing that we come out of this shit as unscathed as possible. I pray that everybody is able to, you know, sustain and maintain and excel and, you know, the coming month and, you know, coming year, obviously. And I hope that, you know, everybody remains healthy, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, all that good shit. So, I just hope that, you know, nothing but positivity is on the horizon. I saw a quote, a meme today that said, if this shit don't stop, we need to be in the Bible. So, I think we've earned our keep and we should have a passage in the Bible. You know, I just wish, you know, nothing but success and happiness to everybody going forward. And, you know, as much as that can, you know, manifest itself, I hope it does. So.
Amen. I feel that. I just want to say that, even just piggybacking off of what B Hill just said, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself, because a lot of people stress themselves thin trying to take care of everybody else. But if you don't take care of yourself, then you cannot take care of everyone else. And that's mentally, physically, and everything else that has to do with that. Stop serving things that do not serve you. Period. If something is not providing dividends, do not deal with it. It should impact you in some way. It should make you happy in some way. You should get something from it. And when I say something from it, it does not mean just something material or a gesture or whatever. If you do something, it should make you happy. If you do something, you should be helping somebody. If you do something, it should be something that elevates you and feeds your spirit in some way, shape, or form. And if all it's doing is causing you pain, don't deal with it. Don't deal with it. And you got to learn that relates to everything and everybody. I don't give a fuck if it's your job. If that shit is making you depressed every day, then you need to start looking for a new job. You know what I'm saying? Like anything that's bringing you down, life too short. Anything can happen. We could be here today, gone tomorrow. We just went over that list. We just went over what went on in this whole pandemic. I'm looking forward to, next year. And we're laughing at all this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to that point in time. And, you know, again, shout out to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. And I know politics is politics. And am I expecting them to change the world? No, but I already feel like we're moving the needle. And as long as we're progressing, that's what I'm worried about. And I'm happy to get out of this Trump administration. I felt lighter. I felt like something has been lifted. So I just want to say, as y'all move into 2021, I know none of us want to say it's our year, but fuck it, manifest that shit. We all got to manifest together, and it creates energy, and the shit will be exactly how we want it to be. So until next year, I want to say, we end in 2020. I want y'all to manifest y'all destiny. And, you know, it's always, till the marathon continues. And we out.
Peace.